816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Football season is here. Do you have your picks in on Sleeper? Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and you could win up to 100 times your money. For new users, Sleeper will even match your first deposit with up to $100 credit to your account. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code MONDAY for a credit up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's code MONDAY. Must be 18 years in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code and other restrictions apply. Visit sleeper.com. Please wager responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
We don't have anything witty to say about Chiefs and Raiders, only that the Chiefs are the only people in the history of Las Vegas that have never lost.
Raiders rush 4. Mahomes retreats. Steps up into the pocket. He throws it late for the end zone. Kelsey wide open. Touchdown! Kansas City! Why not? Mahomes to Kelsey.
Chiefs and Raiders, Sunday at 3:25 right here on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. This is the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for K-State Athletics. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City in Odyssey Sports Station.
It is a Red Friday here on 96.5 The Fan. Damn glad to have you.
Damn loud headphones today.
That's right. Might just be my voice.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But like all of a sudden it was like Alex yesterday with just that peak on the meter.
Nothing was that loud. Welcome into a Red Friday at 96.5 The Fan. Mac Likens, Dusty Morey, and Bob Fescoe here with you on a very fabulous Friday. We're all 3 in red. Check us out on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Our cameras are live. Get your beautiful melon in there, Bob.
Mac's telling me to move my camera.
There we go. That's a little better.
Are we good now?
That's it.
Is it good?
That's
Hello?
it. See, that's the great thing about Mac's microphone back there. He has 2 buttons. One's a left, one's a right. Your headset, my headset. He could tell you something that I have no idea. He could just be talking a whole bunch of bull junk on me and be like, dude, this take is trash.
What are you
and I'm just sitting here being like, yeah, and I really think this guy can do it. He's really, really cool.
You think Sky can do it? No, not him anymore. He was placed on the disabled list yesterday.
Bye-bye. My buddy, my old college professor and mentor, Joe Moore, texted me yesterday. He goes, you know what? I think I could catch a ball before Sky Moore.
Well, that's what I asked.
And I just said, thanks for listening.
See, he absolutely could catch a ball.
Yeah, no.
But let me ask you this. Raise your hand if you're driving around or you're getting up this morning, however it is, however you are. Raise your hand if you were surprised that Sky Moore ended up on the injured list. And number 2, raise your hand if you believe that Sky Moore is injured. I haven't seen one hand go up anywhere.
I find it weird that they did say in the press conference that he may need surgery.
Yeah, like a core injury or something is what they're saying.
Core muscle injury.
Yeah, which means it could be anything.
What's
right?
funny is a buddy of mine was texting me. If you missed the news, by the way, Sky Moore was placed on the injury reserve list, and there's maybe a possibility he could use need a surgery for his core abdomen area.
Which sounds very painful on the surface, does it not?
Yeah.
Sounds
like a hernia.
Yeah.
No, it's weird because somebody had asked me, like, okay, well, who goes away? A buddy of mine asked me, like, okay, well, if DeAndre Hopkins joins the roster, somebody's going to have to, either go to the practice squad. And I was like, well, one of two things. They're going to put Juju on IR, I would assume, with the hamstring. They haven't yet.
No, not yet.
So maybe it's not that severe.
Yeah, it's touch and go.
Yeah, literally the definition of a hamstring injury.
Right, yeah.
And then I was like, or watch out for a fake Sky Moore injury. And literally 24 hours later, I see like a post on Facebook. I'm tagged in, and it says, Dusty, you wizard.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, Kadarius Toney last year had an injury, and then he said on Twitter, I'm not hurt. And then that was basically your free golden ticket out of here, mister.
You cost yourself a job with a Super Bowl team. Is he even in the NFL anymore? Is
practice
he still
squad Browns or released? I don't know. My guess is that they were like,
Okay, so they got rid of Amari Cooper, and I didn't even hear if he was promoted to the active roster then, Kadarius Toney.
He's like, know with Twitter on Kansas City Chiefs sites that he'd have been like, Kadarius Toney's going to get another chance to drop the ball.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. And Sky Moore probably will never get another chance in Kansas City again.
Yeah, he's probably
to go out and catch a football. But, he had the opportunities. He didn't take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah,
now, you wonder, if the injury did factor in or whatever this year, but who knows? I mean, you got to move on. You got to get better, at that position. And so we'll see what happens. But I think anybody who's been watching football had the same reaction yesterday. Was the big eye roll with the Sky Moore news. Like, yeah, he's hurt all right. Yeah.
I just looked up Kadarius Toney 16 hours ago from CBS Sports. Kadarius Toney looks healthy again. Hey, what do you know?
Where?
He's in Cleveland.
Oh, he is still in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Practice squad.
Practice
squad.
The classic Kadarius Toney headline. He looks healthy.
Yeah,
again.
well, he's the guy that everybody still is going to have FOMO with around the NFL. We all have players like that. I think Mondi obviously was our biggest one here in Kansas City. You don't want to give up on talent, and there's no denying that Kadarius Toney has talent, right? But he also doesn't have the ability to hold on to the football.
Yeah. It's just, one of those things, you just want
What's your talent?
So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I try to be, cool, calm, and collected until about Friday, and then Sunday about noon when Scott Hansen is on my TV. I get, I get there. I got to get some duct tape out. And I'll be honest with you. I was cutting some audio this morning and trying to find anything that she said about the Raiders.
Nothing.
Right?
Yeah, they're adults.
And all I could find was stuff the Raiders talked about the Chiefs.
That's right.
So let's start out and let's get you there in a Raider week, because this is all your audio of a whole bunch of bull junk, to take a line from Coach Prime, about what the Raiders said. Here is their head coach last year on a podcast with Max Crosby.
You got the Jordan rules, and I'm calling out from now on, as long as I'm here, the Patrick Mahomes rules. So you remember when Jordan was going through it with the Pistons, all those guys in the 80s before he came, Michael Jordan and Air Jordan, the Pistons used to whoop his. Anytime he came to the hole, elbows, filling them, love taps. We touched them. We're in the head, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm touching you.
Okay.
Why is he not in trouble for that? Let's back up a little bit. That's like that Greg Williams guy with 2 G's from Excelsior Springs I hear about every time we mention his name. Why did that guy get suspended and Antonio Pierce is going scot-free? Like, you can't get out there as a head coach of an NFL team and say we have Mahomes rules.
The problem is, and I can answer that really quickly, Greg Williams, we found out afterwards, and they had the proof already there, and then they put they put the 2 dots and connected the line, and we're like, why was Favre beat up so bad? And they're like, some whistleblower in the locker room was like, well, I can tell you why.
Yeah.
This crazy SOB was like, cut the head off the dragon and it won't live or be able to breathe fire. Then they put the words in this together, and they're like, all right, let's go get Sean Payton, let's go get Greg Williams, let's bring this together and see what they really said this. And it's like, you can't lie.
Yeah.
And so, like, now,
if something happens
if we go out to the game on Sunday,
right, okay,
and in Vegas, and someone power slams Patrick Mahomes and he gets concussed,
right,
then they're going to go back in time and be like, you're advocating for
because
this. They will.
I think this one
That's
is kind of
face
like
of the league.
I know, but I think this is kind of fallen on, like, I don't want to say deaf ears, but I think it's kind of just like dissipated into the ether. Like you say something and it just kind of dissipates out there and everybody kind of forgets about it, right?
I also think he's cap. I don't think there's cap on this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually about this.
Okay. I don't think so either. I hope not. And
this is a butthurt coach watching the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like, somebody should have picked up the phone at that league office and goes, we're watching. And if you do anything to Patrick Mahomes or any other quarterback or any other player in this league that looks malicious, we're coming after you.
Oh, don't worry. Here's Roddy White with Josina Anderson on the NFL favoring the Chiefs.
The NFL has been very favorable to the Kansas City Chiefs. They should appreciate
God. That's
because
an ignorant
I'm telling
take.
you, man, they could right now. They could be 1-5.
No, they couldn't. Where could they have
The
been 1-5?
NFL has been very favorable to the Kansas City Chiefs. They should appreciate it. Because I'm telling you, man, they could right now. They could be 1-5.
Their last two games were blowouts, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just to let you know, their last two games were blowouts, 26-13, 28-18. Those are two blowout wins. They won the first game by a touchdown, and there was there's no impact by the officials in that game I'm looking at. The Cincinnati game where they won by a point, there was a pass interference penalty called that was a legit pass interference penalty, and then the quarterback or the wide receiver, I'm not mistaken, Jamar Chase, I think is his name, threw like a temper tantrum like a child and got a 15-yard penalty for that.
Deal for that.
And then I'm looking at the Atlanta game where we won by 5 points.
That does look like Arizona.
It does, doesn't it? Like in Arizona. But at Atlanta, we won by 5 points. And if I'm not mistaken, in that game, the Falcons.
Fourth down.
Yeah, they had two opportunities where they could have kicked 2 field goals and won by a point, but they chose not to and let the Chiefs defense go out there. So,
but that's
again,
fine.
Ignorant takes abound about people on the Kansas City Chiefs because they're so desperate for this team to lose. We've reached peak like I'm tired of you mentality.
That's right.
So there people in the media and on podcasts and everywhere are just making things up now.
Oh yeah. And then Jack Jones, probably never heard of him.
No, but now you did.
Defensive back for the Raiders. Boy, it gets better.
Does that kind of help your game, just not having that intimidation by a guy like Mahomes?
Nah, I ain't intimidated by him. I mean, I don't think nobody in this locker room intimidated by him. I mean, it's good players all across the league. He a good player, so, you know, we see guys every week, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we focus on us more than we are about him, you know what I'm saying?
But I understand what you're saying, but, you know, the media will make a lot about storylines heading in, but is there anything to that, you think, on the Chiefs' end, that they're coming in with a little something extra in the tank?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, of course. I mean, obviously, get back. I mean, the video that we had at the beginning of the year, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot to go into it, but I mean, it's not like we finna back down and turn it down. We gonna, you know, step up and do what we gotta do and do what's necessary to try to come out victorious.
How do you guys kind of match up to that then? If they got something extra, how do you guys bring something extra?
We be more extra than them. As simple as that, you know. We gonna match the energy and then add some energy.
They're gonna match the energy in their ass?
What did he say?
Sounds like he said they're going to match the energy in their ass.
That's what it sounded like. I don't know if that's necessarily what he said, but I mean,
match the energy and then add some energy.
Yeah,
match the energy and then add some energy.
Ass manager?
Match the energy and then add some energy.
You know what I'm saying?
He goes, I do not understand what you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying? And then if you really want to get there, it's 6:10 in the morning.
How old is this guy, Jack Johnson?
That's a veteran,
Jack
man.
Jones. That's a vet.
That's a vet. That's a veteran right there.
Hey, DeAndre Hopkins, guess where you're going to be on the field on Sunday? In the ass.
Hey, Mr. Jack Johnson, have you ever seen number 15 play a football game before?
Where'd all the good people go?
That's right.
Here's Cam Stewart. Probably never heard of him. Works for Sirius. This guy blows hard.
I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders against the Chiefs. I love this narrative this week. Oh, the Chiefs getting better. Throwing more money on my money pile, my future bets, blah, 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 blah. I get it. The Chiefs are the best team in football. I'll admit it. Did I bet the 49ers like a stooge last week? Yes. Did I expect Brock Purdy to throw all those interceptions? No. Did I expect Deebo Samuel not to play? No. But here's the deal. The Raiders always play these guys tough. I don't give up. And when I see Patrick Mahomes doing his little stupid dance around the sideline, I want somebody to put him on his ass, and I want him to stay down. Stop letting this guy run the show. Stop being friendly to this team.
You ready for Sunday yet?
Who is that guy?
Let's go. Cam Stewart. He works for Sirius, like satellite radio.
Never heard of the guy. No.
Yeah, dude.
Another ignorant take about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hurt Patrick Mahomes is what I hear.
Taking the Las Vegas Raiders against the Chiefs. I love this narrative this week. Oh, the Chiefs getting better.
How'd it work out for
Throwing
you
more money
last
on
week?
my money pile, my future bets, blah, 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 blah. I get it. The Chiefs are the best team in football. I'll admit it. Did I bet the 49ers like a stooge last week? Yes. Did I expect Brock Purdy to throw all those interceptions? No. Did I expect Deebo Samuel not to play? No. But here's the deal. The Raiders always play these guys tough. I don't give up. And when I see Patrick Mahomes doing his little stupid dance around the sideline, I want somebody to put him on his ass, and I want him to stay down. Stop letting this guy run the show. Stop being friendly to this team.
Mm-hmm. He got choke slammed last week by San Francisco. Not only that, there's a whole lot of getting in the ass from the Raiders side of the Chiefs side, whatever that is.
My God, people are just bent on the Kansas City Chiefs and whatnot. I mean, my goodness. He says the Raiders have played the Chiefs close. Yeah, they won the Christmas Day game,
That's
right?
fair. They won the Ring Around the Rosie game.
Right. The game before that, the Chiefs won 31-17. The game before that, the Chiefs won 31-13.
That's right.
The game before that, they won 30-29. The game before that, they won 48-9. The game before that, they won 41-14.
And this.
Then they won 35-31.
And this.
The Raiders got a win in 2020, the bus game, 40-32.
And this.
And the game prior to that, the Chiefs won 40-9. So there's not a lot of close games.
When's the last time Mahomes lost in Vegas?
And never.
And
I know he hit the slot machine or something.
When did he lose?
When
did he lose in Oakland?
Never. Oh no, yeah, he doesn't lose on the road to this team.
Yes. Something tells me this guy goes off on Sunday for the Chiefs at 3:25 against the Raiders. Bob Fescoe, McMurray, Dusty Likens. You are listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Here we sit, getting ready to head into another NFL weekend, and you have an opportunity to win big on the FanDuel app because you can enjoy all the NFL action with a chance on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers can bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win a bet on this week's games. And you can have your fun with the FanDuel app in so many different ways, from the Parlay Hub to some of the popular bets they have on the home screen, and even on Thursdays with the FanDuel Squares. So just visit FanDuel.com/610Bob to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL and of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
It's a Red Friday on 96.5 The Fan and the other place, especially with these great game day specials. 8 wings and a basket of tots for $12 plus $4 domestic OP cups. The other place, the next best thing to being at the game.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf.
When it comes to car buying, you deserve options. So at Volkswagen Lease Summit, we have 3 incredible promotions to pick from. Choose no payments for 90 days, 0% APR for up to 60 months, or we'll double your down up to $3,000. Pick out your car, then pick your promo at VWLeaseSummit.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Using the Labor Day weekend to get some work done? We got you. Stop by any store to save on oil, fuel system cleaner, wipers, and more. Looking for an end of summer wash? We've got deals for that too. Don't want to leave the garage? Get same-day delivery on AutoZone.com. Do Labor Day your way by getting something done at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Bowling Warehouse has taken over KC with a mashup of football, bowling, drinks, and fun. And with 3 15-foot televisions in the hottest bar in town, there's absolutely no better place for watch parties, get-togethers, and happy hours. And what could be better than splashing down pins at your next business event or private party? Plus, Bowling Warehouse KC is convenient for everyone off 435 and State Line. Whether it's a fun night out or a way for your organization to unwind, make your reservation now at bowlingwarehousekc.com. It's time to fool around and find out.
Brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Mitchell Schwartz. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings located at 119th and Strang Road in Olathe on Friday, October 25th. I'll be there with the crew from 6 to 8 p.m. eating some wings and drinking $5 Bud Lights. For more details, go to 965thefan.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
In Belton, 49 southbound, slowing around Missouri 58 with an accident being cleared out of the left lane, but not maybe a half mile of delay as you approach that. Kansas side, 35 northbound trip from Olathe to downtown is 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic. Let's do this. Keep powering through a Red Friday. I'm super excited. All the hate talk, all the bull junk, all of it.
God, the Raiders are just stupid. Like, you'd think you'd learn, right?
I love it.
And why are they really the only team now that still talks trash?
It's weird. They're the only team to beat the Ravens. They're the last team to beat the Chiefs. And they're the only team this year to lose the Carolina Panthers. How you doing?
That's interesting when you put it all in that lexicon there, right?
Yeah, last team to beat the Chiefs. Last team to beat the Ravens.
And then
only
lost
team
to the
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, not a very good football team out there in Los Angeles. They don't have a quarterback at all. So until you get a quarterback, you're not going to win in this league. Ask Mitchell Trubisky. Here's the thing about Foaling. We heard the spot for Foaling. Free Foaling Fridays every Friday in October from 2 to 6. So get on down to Foaling today from 2 to 6. Get the free foal on. Tell them you heard it here on 96.5 The Fan, and they will let you foal around and find out for free. They got drink specials and all kinds of good stuff going on down there. Great bar at Foaling, and you can bring your own food. So check them out, 435 in State Line at foalingkc.com.
Mac, let's get to you first, because I think DeAndre Hopkins goes off this week.
Oh, I'm all in, man.
Stream, start, bench, cut on fantasy football this week with DeAndre Hopkins. Your show at 9 o'clock, by the way, here on 96.5 The Fan.
Yeah, so I actually picked him up in one of my leagues, and I think I am going to play him. Yeah.
I think you should play him this week from what I'm hearing. I think it's a good play.
What are you hearing?
Yeah.
The dude is making a huge difference already inside the wide receiver room. Like he's got
been
that.
there 8 minutes.
He's been, number 8 minutes. He's a star. We get excited
Is
about
he a Hall of Famer?
stars. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers enough.
If he gets a ring.
If he gets a ring, he is. Because
If
he's
he gets a
already
ring.
debatable.
So he is a Hall of Famer then.
Damn right.
Because
Damn right.
you don't need a ring as a wide receiver. I don't think you need rings as but this is where we are in life and whatnot. So that we gotta give everybody rings to get into the Hall of Fame this day and age. But no, I'm hearing from some folks out there at Arrowhead that he's already had a major impact on this wide receiver room. It's tough for Xavier Worthy to kind of be the leader. He's been here 8 minutes as well, and has no track record in the NFL.
20 years old. Yeah.
Rashee Rice could be that guy, but he's hurt, and so when you're hurt, you can't lead. It's very hard, for you to do something like that. And so you bring in this guy, and like I said, he's a star. And for us, you saw Mac's reaction the other day when we got DeAndre Hopkins, right? That's the reaction that these guys have inside that locker room, and it gives them, a boost. It gives them the ability to go, all right, we got some swag back now. And he's the swaggiest dude we've had inside that wide receiver room probably since Tyreek Hill. I mean, obviously since Tyreek Hill.
I think Chris Jones has some swag.
No, I'm saying wide receivers.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
No, Mahomes. Yeah, thanks for listening, Michael.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Kelsey, all those guys. But I'm talking wide receiver room swag. They really haven't had that for the last couple of years, right? It's going into a fight and you got this guy who's like Glass Joe going against Mike Tyson type of deal, right? So you've got the opportunity to bring some swag now back to that room. And a guy who's been there, done that, had the opportunity to produce in the NFL, and the other guys can see that. They go, we know this guy. Xavier Worthy, you mentioned 20 years old. That dude was 10.
Yes.
Or 8, probably 8 when DeAndre Hopkins started playing in the NFL. So Xavier Worthy legitimately grew up watching this guy, right? You grow up watching somebody play a sport, then you're on the team with that person, and you're like, man, that's awe-inspiring almost. I grew up watching you, right? That's how you know you're getting old when I hear people all the time say, I grew up listening to you. I'm like, no, there's no, oh, yeah, you probably did, right? You probably did, because if you started listening at 10, you're probably 25 now. So, yeah, you did. So Xavier Worthy was 8 when DeAndre Hopkins got into the NFL. Here he is 12 years later, and Xavier Worthy's going, dude, I watched you, man. You were on my fantasy team when I was in high school or whatever, Same thing goes with Rashee Rice. Grew up watching this guy in his home state of Texas do all this good stuff. Now he's playing with him. That adds so much to the room, to the position group. It just raises that level for everybody. And so for the first time since Tyreek Hill left, I think they got some swag back, if you will, back in that room. And I think he's going to have a nice game. I think he's ready to go. We'll hear from him a little bit later on, but he's playing meaningful football finally. This guy has not played meaningful football since his team blew a 24-point lead here in Kansas City back in the postseason. It's been a long time.
So somebody says, bro, stop. He's not a Hall of Famer. Is Travis Kelce a Hall of Famer?
100%.
Is it because of his rings or his numbers?
No, because he's the best tight end ever. He's revolutionized a position, probably his numbers. I mean, he's got the second best numbers other than Gronk.
So I guess
best playoff numbers.
And the playoff situation in and of itself.
So that's okay. So do we differ then for tight end? Obviously, numbers differ for tight ends and wide receivers.
Sure, yeah.
Because DeAndre Hopkins' numbers are better than Travis Kelce's. Now, obviously, he's a wide receiver. I know he's going to have more opportunities, it shows you why Travis Kelce is a slam dunk.
And he's probably played more than Travis Kelce, too.
And again, I'm not saying that he is DeAndre Hopkins a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying I'm wondering if he is. I'm not saying that he's solidified is a Hall of Famer, but
is there something on the World Wide Web where you can type in a URL that will give you information regarding Hall of Fame credentials for wide receivers and where DeAndre Hopkins ranks among guys that are in the Hall of Fame right now?
Well, he's going to get 13,000 receiving yards with his career with the Chiefs. He's 472 yards away from 13,000 yards.
So he needs about 500 yards to get 13. How many touchdowns does
79. He have? And he has, let's see here.
And don't forget, he was playing with some bad quarterbacks.
And he averages 13.3 yards per catch in his career. Travis Kelce, 11,573 yards, 74 touchdowns for a tight end. So receiver numbers for Travis Kelce, which is why and obviously what he is tight end. He's the greatest tight end in football, so he's a slam dunk. I think there's a conversation to be had maybe down the road about DeAndre Hopkins, especially I think if he gets a ring this year with the Chiefs.
Then it's over,
Then I think he's in.
But I don't know.
Five-time All-Pro.
Five-time All-Pro?
3-time first team All-Pro. All-Pro.
First team All-Pro, that's hard to do.
Exactly.
No, that's really hard to do. That's not like making the Pro Bowl where every Tom, Dick, and Harry makes the Pro Bowl. This is like legitimate, like All-Pro. That's hard to do in the NFL.
So I found this. In order to get tabbed as a future Hall of Famer by the panel, a player has to get a majority of votes, with 5 being the minimum. Despite his accomplishments, Hopkins just missed that tally. He received 4 votes last year.
For what?
For Hall of Fame, just trying to see if he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, like the committee sits around and votes for people in the game right
and they
now?
say yes or no. And so he's almost already got the yeses.
Well, if that committee's saying stuff, I trust them. The guys who do the voting for the Pro Football Hall of Fame are as diligent as they come. I don't know if you guys understand what they do. They get into a room on the day of the Super Bowl, and they go around the table, and for everybody that's being talked about, they have a representative from that city that covered them or was part of their thing present them, and then they vote on it. Like, it's an arduous process. It's a weeding out process. It's a conversation. It's not like baseball where nerds with mustard-stained shirts just cast a ballot. Like, this is a legit conversation that they have about these guys. They're presented. People make arguments for these guys. So it'll be interesting ultimately to see. So four votes, they say, or 1 vote shy of being future Hall of Famer. Go out there, get yourself over 13,000 yards, get a couple of touchdowns, win a championship with the Chiefs. Do it on the big stage. Because look, Travis Kelce, Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan, Patrick Mahomes, they show up when the moment matters. And it takes somebody special to show up when the moment matters. Not a lot of guys can do that. Alex Rodriguez, Aaron Judge, those guys don't show up when the moment matters. But when you show up in the big moments, that puts you on a different stage. And if DeAndre Hopkins goes out and balls for the rest of the regular season and is big in the postseason and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and they go 20-0, yeah, everybody's going to start talking about him because he's been banished to Arizona and Tennessee for the last 5 years, where he's been catching passes from, again, Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. And now he's got Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be exciting to see.
Did Torrey Holt get in the Hall of Fame?
Should be in the Hall of Fame. Him and Isaac Bruce are both Hall of Famers. Isaac's in.
Isaac is in the Hall of Fame?
I believe Isaac got in a couple of years ago.
His career number is 15, 208, 91 touchdowns.
Isaac? Yeah. Isaac
one championship, obviously.
Yeah, went to 2 Super Bowls.
Torrey Holt is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And then the last question I have is Andre Johnson in the Hall of Fame?
Didn't he go in
Calvin Johnson went in this year.
Andre Johnson. Where did I just see something
Andre
about
Johnson,
him?
14,000 yards, 70 touchdowns.
Yeah, I would say he is.
Maybe he's in the Texans Hall of Fame. Again, I don't know if there's a way you can figure out who's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I'm looking at the page right now. I'm just looking and DeAndre Hopkins is on a list of guys that should get in, along with Jimmy Smith. I don't know if he's in or not.
The guy from NYPD Blue?
Andre Reed. Is he in? Probably not.
Andre Johnson made it.
He did make it.
So if Andre Johnson's a Hall of Famer, DeAndre Hopkins is a Hall of Famer.
Andre Johnson went in this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Yeah, like why he's on the top of my mind. I don't think a lot about Andre Johnson. I mean, I don't go home and dream about the guy, but I just that name recently has just been there. So yeah, because the Texans played in the Hall of Fame game, didn't they this year? Maybe I don't know.
But I do think
there's. Yep.
Yeah, I do think that there's a chance that DeAndre Hopkins could go kind of nuke. No pun intended. Actually, a lot of pun intended this week, because this is the best wide receiver Patrick Mahomes has since Tyreek Hill. In my opinion, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
Hang on, you forget he had Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore.
Come on, and I think this is one of those things that was purposely done this week, because we've said we played the start, and we'll go back and we'll play all that audio again to get you ready for Raider week, which is coming to an end and will really come to an end at the end of Sunday night, but. This, to me, seemed like they were going to do this. Like, obviously, we played the video yesterday and the audio of him in his car with his wife and daughter listening to Taylor Swift.
Right.
That was Sunday. This is the Raiders. This is a game the Chiefs that you've said had circled October 27th. They did all their talking, and then you go get DeAndre Hopkins. You didn't go after Amari Cooper. You let the Bills do that. Obviously, Devontae Adams was never or the Chiefs were never a team, and so he set on Up and Adams with the wonderful, lovely Kay Adams. And you look at what he had said yesterday.
No, the Chiefs were never going to get him because Al Davis was not going to trade him to it. What was the quote I had last week? Mr. Davis is not trading him to a division rival. Yeah, so you go to the Jets.
And you hear what DeAndre Hopkins said yesterday when he was introduced to the media.
DeAndre, what you've done in your career, what does it mean to you to come into a building that knows how to win championships and the approach that it takes?
It means a lot. It takes your game to a different level. It takes your focus, your drive, knowing that you're playing for something. It takes your game to a different level. I haven't played meaningful football in a couple years since we probably started 8-0 in Arizona. So, it takes your game to a different level.
Takes your game to a different level.
It does.
There is a fire that burns within inside of you.
Yeah.
If you want a good song about that, go listen to Bob Seger. The Fire Inside, great song. Piano riffs are fantastic. But I do believe in a lot of that because I go back to the most recent example, and that is Kareem Hunt. Now, Kareem Hunt left on bad terms, came back, and he's ran like he's running with a purpose because he wants to prove that he missed his time in Kansas City, which he did. And since Kareem Hunt has been here, 3 touchdowns, he's solved for now your short red zone offense. Obviously, you called it last week with 2 touchdowns. And you hear what DeAndre Hopkins has to say. Kind of uses his play to talk, right? Unless you go back and listen to the D'Angelo Hall Hard Knocks where he cut so hard that D'Angelo Hall ripped his ACL.
Right.
And then he said, I fear God. That's the only person DeAndre Hopkins fears. Good for him. And I think when you look at DeAndre Hopkins or you listen to that audio and you think about who Patrick Mahomes is, who DeAndre Hopkins is, what the Chiefs want, which is a 3-peat, what DeAndre Hopkins wants, which is a ring, and to play meaningful football, I see no doubt in my mind that he's targeted 6-7 times for somewhere between 60 and 75 yards and a touchdown. To me, in fantasy, that is a boom game.
Well, that's a
Massive.
boom game in real football,
Right.
too.
Yes.
I mean, like, people look at certain numbers that they judge people by.
Correct.
For defensive linemen, like, if you don't have double-digit sacks, people say, oh, my God, you're not having a good year. You go look how many people have double-digit sacks in an NFL season, you can count on 2 hands. Wide receivers. Oh, he didn't have 100 yards receiving. He must not have had a good game. Count how many people have a 100-yard game. What do we talk about? Justin Jefferson has 200-yard games, and Jamar Chase has 100-yard game this year, or flip-flopped either way. Like, 100-yard games are hard to come by in this league, especially on a team that has a lot of options, as the Chiefs do. But playing meaningful football and hearing him say, yeah, I'm finally playing meaningful football since starting 8-0, that does matter because that's human nature. Think if you went to work every day and you had no opportunity for anything and you just went there from 9 to 5 and punched in and you were just going through the motions. It's miserable. That's what it's been like for DeAndre Hopkins over the last couple of years. Going into work every day, it's a miserable environment. We're not playing meaningful football. This sucks. Yeah, my paycheck is nice and I got a sweet Houston Oilers throwback. But other than that, like, this sucks going in every day. How do you get up every morning to put your body on the line on a 2-5 football team, or a 1-7 football team, or a 4-13 football team? How do you as an athlete get up every morning in a game like the NFL and be like, yeah, I'm ready to bust it? You're not. But now those aches aren't achy. Those hurts aren't as hurt. You get up and you get ready to go because you're playing on a 6-0 football team with an opportunity to win. That gives you new life. DeAndre Hopkins has got new life here in Kansas City.
Yeah, just imagine driving a Ford Focus for 10 years and all of a sudden someone gives you a brand new Mustang.
Yeah, there you go. You're ready to rock and roll.
How you doing?
Feels good.
So diving into the numbers for this weekend, his odds to score a touchdown, yes, plus 150, no, minus 200. Which side do you take?
I'm going to take the plus side. I
That's
think
your Chiefs take this week?
Yeah, I think they're going to make sure that DeAndre Hopkins gets in the end zone because they're going to send a message, too. This again, as we've talked about, leading up to this game for 5 months now, get your popcorn ready on Sunday because they want to put together an offensive output like we've never seen before. And now you've got this new toy. What do you do when you get something new? You play with it. Think about Christmas morning. You get that new toy. You play with it all day long. You never let it go, blah, blah, blah. That's DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to send a message to the rest of the league on Sunday, and they're going to say, hey, yeah, we're 6-0. Everybody's writing us off. We're no good at wide receiver. Hey, DeAndre, come in here, have some fun. Let's see what we can do. I think they're going to showcase DeAndre Hopkins on Sunday, or at least attempt to showcase DeAndre Hopkins on Sunday. I do think he gets into the end zone. I take the yes side and the plus money.
And if you're looking for DeAndre Hopkins this weekend, he'll be wearing the number 8.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's wearing it for Kobe Bryant, is what they said, or that's what he said. So he had to go to Justin Ross apparently and say, "Hey, bud,
who?
Why don't we switch some things around here real quick? I'm gonna play. You're not. I'm gonna wear number 8. So he's wearing number 8, which he's honoring Kobe Bryant. Which brings up a question for us: if there's a number that you could wear to honor an athlete, who would it be?
I got 3, and one is number 89 for Mark Bavaro, my childhood football idol growing up.
Who?
Loved him. You don't know who Mark Bavaro
Never
is?
heard of him.
Okay, well, we'll do some research. Number 29 for Mike Sweeney. You know
Like
who that
that guy.
is? You
Yeah,
know who that is?
love that guy.
And number 23 for Don Mattingly.
Donnie Ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So 2 New York guys and then Mike Sweeney.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
No wonder you hate Rodgers.
Yeah, for real.
Starting to make sense.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's a turd. He just sucks.
Anyways, Mac, you got a number that you would wear to honor a player?
Yeah, man. 25 for Jamal Charles also works because my birthday's on August 25th. So it all goes together. It's my favorite Chief of all time. It's always been my favorite number for that reason. So yeah, 25, Jamal Charles, baby.
I always wore number 16.
Why?
Joe Randa.
Really?
Love the Joker.
Joe Randa.
Yeah, dude. Good bit at third base. Was ecstatic when they brought him back over from either Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. And I just love the Joker. Always wore number 16. Good number. Solid number. Couldn't wear it in the Kansas City Chiefs organization. But,
No, you're done there.
Yeah. I'd have to go to Brian Cook and see if he'd want to switch to the number 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Randa, number 16.
Randa.
That's right.
Solid player.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Who
really
hated
good player.
Who hated the Joker?
Nobody, I don't
Great
think.
batting stance, great face.
A great face. Always
Good mid
smiled.
at third base.
Very good player.
The corner infield for the Royals.
Imagine
when I was
Joe
growing up.
Randa in his prime on this Royals team.
Oh, I'd love it.
Be fantastic.
Yeah, he'd be your 6-hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So
Would he
you're
be
going
your 6-hitter?
No, I was a 2-hitter because I was slow, but I could hit the opposite field.
No, I'm thinking Joe Randa in this lineup would probably be
I think
5.
Well, 5 or 6. Depending on, let's see, Massey, Bobby, Vinny, Sal.
Randa.
Massey,
Bobby, Vinny, Sal. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the 913, it says, give us a parlay, fellas.
Oh, I'll get there.
I was going to say, Dusty, you've probably cooked one up.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
I missed one
just
last night.
take
by
all
a
the
couple
overs
yards
on
and a catch.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Seriously, though, these numbers don't look high enough to me.
49 and a half yards.
Taking it.
I'm over.
Over. Yeah, I think that's a good one right now.
Probably
Total
what?
receptions, 4.5.
4.5. That's tough. Because I
That's
think
5 catches. That's a lot.
But
That's a big day.
Because he doesn't need 5 to get 49. He needs like 3 or 4 to get that. Because I can promise you he's going to have at least a 10-yard catch. He's probably going to have at least 2 of those. Yeah, I mean, who else is he going to throw the ball to is
That's
my
what I'm
question.
saying. He's taking over the Rasheed Rice role. That's 7-8 targets.
The only thing that would ruin that parlay with catches would be if like Blake Bell has another one of those games, and then Travis Kelce comes alive, and then it's like 4, 4, 4. That's 16, or that's 12 completions right there.
Over. I think you take the over. I think 4.5 is a nice number, but I think you take the over.
I know that at least one of the legs I'll have is the -10. I'm waiting until 7:30 to see if that line moves by then, which it
the
probably
Chiefs
won't.
favored by -10.
I think the Chiefs -10, DeAndre Hopkins over yards, and then there'll probably be some sort of like anytime touchdown. Keep it simple. Do a 3-legger, get it about plus 300 or something like that. But yeah, yes to score a touchdown plus 150, no -200.
What about total touchdowns with the Chiefs? They got it 4.5 for the season. You taking the over?
Come on,
you
man.
say that, but look at the numbers again. How many touchdowns does Travis Kelce have so far this year?
Yeah, we'll
0.
see.
Right.
Yeah.
So like that's how you got to think. Oh, 4.5. Clearly, really? You sure about that?
Sure about that?
You sure about that? 4.5 touchdowns for the rest of the year?
I was afraid I was going to get eaten. Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, Dusty Likens here on 96.5 The Fan. Coming up on the other side, there's a guy that plays quarterback that makes you want to play for his team. It's no secret who that is. We'll tell you what that is and why on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. It is your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens once again to remind you of my good friends at Heartland Men's Health. Guys, if you're insecure or you're not sure where to start or how to talk about something, let me help you. If it's weight loss, I know I've had my issues with it. I finally talked to somebody about it. The guys at Heartland Men's Health, they kind of worked me through it. Erectile dysfunction, low T. If those are things that you suffer from, feel free to reach out to my people at Heartland Men's Health. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and their new office in North Kansas City. They have an expert staff, and you will see the results quickly. Schedule and consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. So fellas, that insecurity, that not knowing where to go or who to talk to, this is where you need to go. It is Heartland Men's Health. You can call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Right now, 38 states allow for sports betting, including 7 of Missouri's neighboring states. Amendment 2 gives Missouri sports fans the freedom to bet on games too, and that will generate over $100 million for our schools without raising property taxes. Amendment 2 is endorsed by the Chiefs, Cardinals, Royals, Blues, and Missouri's 2 professional soccer teams, the KC Current and St. Louis City. These days, Republicans and Democrats don't agree on much. But the Republican and Democratic candidates for governor are both supporting Amendment 2 because it means more money for education. Amendment 2 isn't like the lottery. There's a strong constitutional guarantee. The new money from sports betting will go to our schools. $100 million for education without raising property taxes. Amendment 2 is endorsed by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the Kansas City Star. Vote yes on 2. Paid for by Winning for Missouri Education. Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
Here we are, smack dab in the political season. A time to take pause and scrutinize the integrity of the spoken word. Well, here's a Lennox offer that needs no scrutiny at all. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing now offers up to $1,200 in rebates on qualifying Lennox home comfort systems and up to 60 months 0% financing with approved credit. That's up to $1,200 back and 0% interest just to make life easier. Airman here to remind you that Midwest was founded in 1962 on a simple premise. Customers actually appreciate being treated with respect. Imagine that. Today, 3 generations later, the same family still owns and operates Midwest, knowing that fads come and go, but integrity never goes out of style. If you are considering a new Lennox system or need service, go to MidwestHeating.com or dial 943-8787. Trust your air to the best. Midwest. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What if I told you that there was a single management software that could handle your CRM, accounting, manufacturing, marketing, inventory, sales, and everything in between for a fraction of the cost of the dozens of disconnected platforms most companies rely on to manage their business? Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's Odoo. Odoo is the end-all be-all for any business of any size, and it's ready to help your company reach the next level and beyond. Learn more at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Football season is here. Do you have your pick set on Sleeper? Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and you could win up to 100 times your money. For new users, Sleeper will even match your first deposit with up to $100 credit to your account. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code MONDAY for a credit up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's code MONDAY. Must be 18 years in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code and other restrictions apply. Visit Sleeper.com. Please wager responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmitt Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and 1 blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
This report is brought to you by Flying H Drag Strip. Drag racing is back in Kansas City. FlyingHDragStrip.com. Kansas City Drag Racing is back. Join us for October at Flying H Drag Strip, October 25th and 26th, featuring pro mod cars, top dragsters, and quarter-mile drag racing. Plus, Night of Heroes, free entry for veterans with military ID. Get tickets now at FlyingHDragStrip.com. A real horsepower hangout.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, 35 northbound at College Boulevard, the right lane blocked and multiple cars off to the shoulder with some debris in the roadway causing flat tires. It is slow approaching right now with some off-again and on-again traffic coming up from 119th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Right back into it here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City Chiefs football, K-State athletics, K-State KU on Saturday.
Huge game.
I know you don't like to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I love talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I feel like you loathe to talk about
I
Aaron
loathe
Rodgers.
him, but boy, I love talking about him. Thank you for being compelling, Aaron. Seriously, thank you for being compelling.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you look at where certain teams are and why they are where they are. This was Aaron Rodgers on a leader.
And the defense gave up 37 points. But it's just like, because
It doesn't sound like Aaron Rodgers.
That is not not ready yet.
Oh,
Need
I'm
to
sorry.
edit that. There would be a
I'm
very
sorry.
bad word said.
Oh, okay. Either way, there are questions going around in the Jets locker room about, is it clicky, right? I can tell you for one thing, clicks don't work. They make things awkward. That's why I think you see this, and you talked about it, DeAndre Hopkins already making an impact in the locker room with the receiving group. Right. Pick his brain. If you're Xavier Worthy, sit next to him on every flight, every bus ride, every time you can, pick that man's brain.
I mean, put him in the middle seat and put Rice on one side and Xavier on the other.
Right. And I think the thing is that like DeAndre Hopkins welcomes that.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, same way.
Absolutely welcomes that.
Takes ownership every time. He's like, yeah, I got to play better. And we've heard Rodgers say that, but not as much.
No.
But every press conference that if the Chiefs lose, Mahomes takes blame.
Right.
I got to play better. I got to get these guys in a better spot. We got to make sure. We heard Rodgers a couple weeks ago throw Mike Williams under the bus. Then the next week, I got to play better.
He blamed the media.
And then he did say,
the
how do
media's
you help
fault.
this team play better? They've got to stop listening to you.
Right.
Which I'm not totally against that. If there's a bunch of guys in there reading between the lines and listening to guys like you and I say things, that it's probably not good for the mind. But the thing is, in that Jets locker room, as opposed to what the Chiefs locker room is, which again, I'm not comparing the two teams. I'm comparing the attitude and the morale of the two teams. Aaron Rodgers is very cliquey. Like, it's Lazard, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. And Devontae Adams had a speech to the Jets locker room after their loss. Devontae Adams, you've been there for 7 minutes. Like, you don't have that clout yet. Yeah, I know you're a veteran and all that, but it's your job there is to kind of, lean on the receivers. Go talk to Garrett Wilson. Go talk to those guys about, here's what we need to do. But Rodgers, Lazard, and Adams kind of have their little clique. Whereas, like, the Chiefs, Mahomes and Kelsey are best friends, but you see how that team works. It's like a well-oiled machine, whereas like the clique in New York can cause a divide, whereas there is no division in this locker room. The only thing that's in this locker room is the competition within. The defense wants to be better than the offense. The offense wants to be better than the defense, but both will allow the other to be like, hey, you know what? You were the better one this week.
Yeah.
There isn't that in the Jets locker room.
Well, and that's because it starts with leadership, and that really starts with the head coach. Everything you hear from Patrick Mahomes, he's parroting from Andy Reid. When you listen to Andy Reid, when was the last time Andy Reid took credit for something? If somebody can find me a soundbite of Andy Reid taking credit for something since he's been a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, I'll be more than happy to listen to it, because I don't think that's ever happened. Andy Reid, at one point, I think it was after the New England playoff loss years and years ago after they beat Houston, somebody asked him about the plays being called. He said, I called the bad ones. Doug Peterson called the good ones. And like, it's that type of stuff that trickles down and sets the tone for who you are as an organization and how this thing is going to be run. Andy Reid is the leader of this organization. He has never once taken credit. Guy wins Super Bowls. He's given credit to everybody else but himself. He'll never take credit and never be one of those guys that admits to say, hey, I'm pretty good at what I do. We try to get Andy Reid to say I'm good at what I do. He refuses to take the credit, because that's what a leader does. You take all the blame. You take all the responsibility when things go poorly, but when things go good, you give everybody else the credit. Patrick Mahomes is the same type of guy. That's because he's learning from Andy Reid. Aaron Rodgers has basically been in locker rooms his entire life, being the guy that everybody looks at because he's the quarterback, but being a horse's ass as well, not being that leader, not being that guy that galvanizes the locker room. Patrick Mahomes hangs out with the defense. Patrick Mahomes hangs out with the linemen. He has his best friend in Travis Kelce, and they do their best friend things, but they don't exclude everybody from the locker room. I heard yesterday on ESPN radio, Chris Canty, former defensive tackle for the Giants, among others, he called Aaron Rodgers a cancer yesterday. And that's a former NFL player saying something like that. So for me, it holds more weight because he's actually been in the locker room and can see what this is about. I don't disagree. Where has Aaron Rodgers gone in a situation and truly made things better? He took over for Brett Favre, immediately won a Super Bowl, and then when it became his operation, they haven't done anything. There's a reason Aaron Rodgers only has one Super Bowl championship and Patrick Mahomes has 3, because people don't like playing with Aaron Rodgers. He makes them feel like outcasts. I think he makes them feel, because he's a Cal guy, fancies himself very smart, and he is. I think he makes other people feel like they're not as smart as he is.
And that's weird because Jared Goff is a Cal guy.
But he doesn't act that way.
Right.
Yeah, and I just said Cal because it's a good school, right? But personality-wise, I think Aaron Rodgers to me comes across as the guy that just looks down on everybody else and I'm better than you,
Condescending.
That's the word I'm looking
condescending.
for. Yeah, right. And if you're a player in that locker room, you're looking at this guy going, kiss my ass, bro. You don't even know my name. How many guys in that locker room do you think Aaron Rodgers truly knows who they are? And I'll tell you, how many guys in that locker room does Patrick Mahomes know? Not only does he know every one of their names, he probably knows their birth dates, their wives' names, their parents' names, and their kids' names as well.
Do the Jets play the Packers this year?
No, I don't think we get that.
It's Robert Saleh's in Green Bay now.
I know.
I was like, damn it.
This is,
As a defensive informant.
Yeah, like what a stooge, though. Take your money and go hang with your family for the rest of the year,
I think the other thing that hurts Rodgers and like his perception of the team is that he's washed. Like if he was if he was out there throwing for like 300 yards and like hitting touchdowns and doing all that sort of thing, I think there'd be a different sort of perspective. Like, damn, I got to be better for this guy. But like Aaron Rodgers is washed. Like it's not. He's done.
Yeah.
It's not there. And I hate to be this guy, but it's not completely his fault in Green Bay that it never happened again. Obviously, Mike McCarthy was a problem. They didn't really build around him, but you kind of look into the tea leaves and like, did people really want to go play for Rodgers?
That's the other thing. People want to play here. Like, people are crying to get here to Kansas City. People are crying to get away from Aaron Rodgers.
Well, and this is that Jets fan, this audio that we tried to play earlier, kind of realizing what you guys are saying.
And the defense gave up 37 points. But it's just like, because Aaron Rodgers, he's just not a good leader.
He's not. He doesn't inspire you to want to play better.
No, like I don't think people want to play for him, and I don't know. I'm not a football player.
You're not in the locker room.
I quit football when I was in 7th grade. So like anyone who wants to tell me you don't know what a good leader in football looks like, yeah, I probably don't. But what I see from Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem like a guy that dudes are gonna rally behind and be like, that's my guy. He's got my back. I got his back. Let's be a team and go win this game together.
When was the last time you saw Aaron Rodgers like on the sidelines pumping up his players like you saw with Patrick Mahomes and you see with Patrick Mahomes all the time? It does make a difference. Like your quarterback needs to be your leader, but he also needs to be a great uniter. He needs to be the best teammate that you're going to have. He needs to be a chameleon and be able to resonate in all corners of the locker room. Salvador Perez is another prime example of a guy like that who is a true leader on the team and can go to any part of that locker room and hang out with those guys and fit right in. That's Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers doesn't do that. Aaron Rodgers is going sitting down at a steak dinner with a white tablecloth and fancy silverware and a cold fork for the salad and all that kind of stuff.
Love a cold fork.
You do love a cold fork,
And a cold plate.
Oh, cold plate. Shout out Jasper's cold plate, cold fork salad. Love it. But here's the other thing. Aaron Rodgers is going to those places. First of all, he's not inviting anybody to go along with him, and all the other guys are going and hanging out at like Mac's Place, Applebee's, and just having a good time. And they see this guy, and they're like, "You don't motivate me, man." But Patrick Mahomes is like, "Everybody's going to Applebee's. I'm buying. And all your kids are coming too, and I'm hanging with all you guys today." Like that's why he's. I shouldn't say that's why. That's one of the reasons why Patrick Mahomes will go down as the greatest ever. He gets the game inside the game, and people want to play with him. People love him. They think he's awesome. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's a nice quarterback, but I don't want to hang out with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's, he goes to Club Aqua, and everybody's asking if he can get in, and he's like, I don't know if I can get you in. Ugh. He ignores the phone call, gives his own family and teammates the FU button, like, I'm busy.
Right, like, people were wondering, man, this guy's family must be awful. They don't want to talk to him. And then you kind of find out, no, the family was right.
That's right. A lot of people are going to disagree with this, but Bob Costas was right.
He was?
He was. And there's a couple other people that were really wrong as we keep going forward in this Raiders week here on 96.5 The Fan. Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, Dusty
Costas.
That's right. I think so. Bob Costas.
No.
Is it not Bob Costas?
How about Nick Costos?
It says Costas in the rundown, so I figured it was Bob Costas with a K. I'm Dusty Likens. This is 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Game day is Sunday, and that means you're going to be going to Smokehouse Barbecue for their game day special. You're always looking for what to eat at the game, right? You want that perfect meal? Well, Smokehouse Barbecue can get that done for you. A pound of burnt ends, a pound of wings, a slab of baby back ribs, a quart of beans, paperware, and serving utensils for $6 for just $79.95. That's your game day special that you can get for every game day at Smokehouse Barbecue. And while you're at Smokehouse Barbecue picking up that game day special, you got an opportunity to try some great great new food items on their menu. First, we talk about the chicken wing sauce Sweet Zing. It's a sweet flavor with a kick. They are amazing wings. I absolutely love them at Smokehouse Barbecue. The Cajun butter are still my favorite, but these Sweet Zing come in a close second, and the kiddos love them. So when the kids like them, order a bunch. The kids will have a great time as well at game day with those Sweet Zing wings. We also got the chili at Smokehouse Barbecue. It's getting a little colder out right now, right? You want to get that chili made with their crispy meat, their burnt ends, and, of course, their spicy barbecue sauce that is just absolutely amazing. They've got a pulled chicken sandwich right now on the menu that is terrific. And, of course, my favorite thing on the menu when I sit down before I even order it, it's the barbecue pizza at Smokehouse Barbecue. So check them out in their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
It's a Red Friday on 96.5 The Fan and the other place, especially with these amazing game day specials. 14-inch 2-topping pizzas for just $12 and $4 domestic OP cups. The other place with 5 great Kansas City Metro locations.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products, we've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. This year, I get to host, and Hy-Vee's going to make it convenient for me. They have made fresh, ready to heat and serve favorites like succulent turkey, honey glazed spiral ham, prime rib, savory side dishes, and dessert. Hy-Vee's Taste of the Holidays event is coming up Saturday, November 2nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can sample all of the amazing ready-to-serve meal pack options or just get a little holiday inspiration. This holiday season, let Hy-Vee do the cooking while you take the credit, only at Hy-Vee.
Tune in this week to Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti, where they break down all the headlines in the NFL. Presented by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on the iPhone 16 Pro.
At Shane Company, we make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, so many amazing settings, and all the customization your heart desires. We've got your style and your price range covered, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
At Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, we turn icy cold rooms into toasty retreats. Comfort Systems is your winter rescue team. Comforting people is what we do. Comfort Systems is right for you. MyComfortSystems.com.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, serving all of KC. Community America Credit Union, member owned, open to all, invested in you.
Join 96.5 The Fan's Dusty Likens today from 11 to 1 at Community America's branch off 7 Highway in Blue Springs. It's the Red Friday tailgate. Take photos with Chiefs cheerleaders Casey Wolf, score Chiefs gear, and win tickets to the next Chiefs game. All at Community America's branch in Blue Springs.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
In Olathe, 35 northbound at College Boulevard, right lane blocked, multiple cars off to the shoulder with flat tires, some debris in the roadway. Heading out on the Missouri side of Belton, 49 southbound, slow rolling around Missouri 58 with an accident in the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Now, as for the team, I had winning it all before the season, not just getting to the Super Bowl, but winning it all. Yeah, they're 6-0, the Kansas City Chiefs. Duh.
Imagine betting yesterday on the San Francisco 49ers. Do you hate yourself? Was this a cry for help?
This Ben Heisler?
How about Patrick Mahomes rushing touchdown yesterday where he truck sticked that safety? And we're going to have to change Patrick Mahomes' first name to Scar because on that play, he killed Mustafa. Seriously, the safety's last name was Mustafa. I mean, it's like the Lion King. He's Scar. He killed Mustafa. They literally truck stick the safety. He's a quarterback. It was absolutely ridiculous. I don't want us collectively, all of us, crew, the listeners, the viewers, can we not do this time around? Like we did with Brady and the Patriots, like we've done the last couple years. Not everybody, but like we all try and do. Like, this team's going to get Kansas City in January. This is the team that's going to beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. No. Just no. No. No!
You can't tell me that's not Ben Heisler doing Gilbert Godfrey. Nick Costos. The text line is right. Dusty suffers from dyslexia, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I, for a long time, used to call it Fred Urbanus Golf Course. You'd call it Abrams.
It is Fred Urbanus.
I know, but he used to call it Fred Abrams.
Oh.
Right?
It's weird when you look at words and you think how they're pronounced, and then I have that sometimes with names.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. But spitting 100% facts, right?
Well, it's like finally somebody in the gambling world, as Nick is, wakes up and tells everybody, stop trying to figure out what's going to beat the Chiefs. I've been saying this for a couple of years now. People look at me as a homer, and you're just because you're in Kansas City, you're saying this. I'm like, no, this is reality. This is where we are right now. This is a different type of football team than any of us have ever seen before. It's not the New England Patriots. It's not Bill Belichick. It's not Tom Brady. It's not any dynasty that we've ever seen before. It's better than all of those dynasties. And it's okay to admit it. I know people don't like to admit when there's change and things come along that may be better or different, or you get to a point where you're just like, yeah, the Chiefs just find a way to win because they're better than everybody else. They're better than everybody else at the most important positions on the field and on the sidelines. And so when you're better than everybody else, unless you have self-inflicted mistakes, chances are when you line up on Sunday, you're not going to get beat. Now, if you turn the ball over a ton and you make big mistakes and you give up big plays, yes, then you're going to lose the football game. But the odds of the Chiefs doing that on the reg are very slim. It just doesn't happen with this football team. They're too talented of a team. They're too good of a team. They're too well coached. They're too well positioned to go out there and lose this game. And so if you continue to bet against the Chiefs and continue to find teams or try to find teams that are going to beat the Chiefs, because I've seen it already this week. Well, come January, Baltimore's going to beat them. Come January, Buffalo's going to beat them. Come January, the Lions are going to beat them. Why do you continue to say that? Why do people continue to think that somebody's going to beat this team in the most important games when in the most important games, Patrick Mahomes in his career is 15-3?
Well, it's real easy. Somebody wants to be that one that finally gets it right. I think is what it is.
So you get that right for like 2 seconds. Yeah, you got it right. Great. Blind squirrel finds a nut. Odds would say eventually somebody's going to beat him.
And Kyle Brandt said a couple years ago, when he was like, Buffalo's the best team in football going into the season. And then he went to the end of the season and started next season. He goes, I'm done doing it.
Yeah.
I'm done going against the Chiefs.
Right.
And that's a guy that's on an NFL football show every day of the week, Monday through Friday on the NFL Network. And he came out, and he's a Buffalo guy. And he's like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And when people go on that show and they try to be, the guy that's like, I don't know, man, the Chiefs, they don't really have a wide receiver, and then there they are, confetti and, celebrating and getting another ring. I think that's part of it. I think some people just want to be the guy that's like, I told you. It's like those years for years. I mean, we've seen it 10 years now in a row that Chiefs won the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
Carrington, other guys, this is the Chargers' year. They got Jim Harbaugh. Justin Herbert's getting better. They just lost Arizona.
Right.
And, I mean, the Chiefs are 6-0, and they have no Rashee Rice, no Isaiah Pacheco, no Hollywood Brown, and they just lost one defensive player in Watson. But I think when you look at this team,
Watson, yes.
I think a lot of people just want to be right. I think a lot of people are.
Then pick them to win.
It's like
it's not that hard.
It's like the gambler that always wants to take the long shot and to be like, you know what? Yeah, I've got 10 misses, but the one hit I hit is the one I'm going to tell you about.
Right. Yeah,
right. Or the guy that goes to the poker table, like, oh yeah, I won $1,500 last night at blackjack. Oh. Didn't you say you played a couple times last week? I didn't hear about those games.
You don't hear about losses, right?
No. I mean, I'll tell you about my losses. But either way, no one cares about your betting. I do think it's interesting that people say the Chiefs get all the calls. Did you see the way that game ended last night?
I did see that game last night. There was a blatant face mask. I've never seen a quarterback taken by the face mask and thrown to the ground. And
safety, game over.
How do you miss that, right? Like that's, I mean, wow, that was wild to me. Who was that safety against, by the way?
That was against the Minnesota Vikings.
Right. And who did they play?
The Los Angeles Rams.
And who does the NFL need to be good?
Minnesota.
No?
Oh, Los Angeles?
That's right.
Yeah.
Ref was standing right there. They said they couldn't see it.
Who does the league need to be good?
Despicable.
Who does
LA.
the league need to be good? Who has the league been pushing to be good since they moved? L.A.
Textline says this dynasty is more like the 90s Bulls dynasty than the Patriots dynasty.
Yeah, I think that's because the Patriots dynasty had a 10-year gap.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes is more like Tom Brady or more like Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan. There's no question. He's
because
more like
this year
Michael
he's
Jordan.
giving me a lot of Brady vibes.
Well, Patrick Mahomes to me on the field is a killer on the field. Jordan was a killer on the court. Jordan was not going to lose. Jordan was not going to get embarrassed. Jordan was not going to go down. Patrick Mahomes is the same way. I mean, look at the two runs that he had. Look at the two runs that he had against the 49ers. The 33-yard run was just Jordan-esque brilliant, and then he plows over Mustafa in the end zone, and like, those are Jordan-type moments. Like, I know Brady had that kind of emotion and whatnot, but Jordan was a stone-cold killer. Jordan was the guy that you knew if he had the ball, he was going to win that game. You know that with Patrick Mahomes. You thought that with Tom Brady, right? You thought he was going to win it. But you watch Patrick Mahomes, and if you're on that other sideline and there's any time left and he gets the ball, you're losing that football game. You just are. And that's the way he is. No, he's more Michael Jordan than he is Tom Brady to me.
Mitch Holtis in 15 minutes here on 96.5 The Fan. The voice of the Chiefs will join us like he does every Friday. I think this is an interesting discussion as we finish up the 7 o'clock hour, or the 7 o'clock start segment. I think there's a lot of both, which is insane to think about, like to put an athlete together and say, Brady Jordan, because
what of Brady do you see in Mahomes?
The fact that you don't want to give Patrick Mahomes the ball with any time left, whether it be 13 seconds or a minute, and that affects your offense more than it affects your defense, because then your offense has to play perfect.
Isn't that Jordan, though, too? Like, you didn't want to give the ball back to him either.
Different sports, right? Like, you didn't want Jordan to take the last shot,
no, God,
right?
No. You don't want Mahomes either to take the last shot.
Right, and I think that when you look at, Jordan, when he got to championships, didn't lose. And I know Patrick Mahomes lost one against Tampa Bay.
Right.
But the thing is that
but imagine Jordan playing in a title game or a title series and he didn't have Pippen and he didn't have his guys around him.
I think you could take three athletes and pick apart all their best attributes and put it into Patrick Mahomes. Like Barry Bonds, Tom Brady, and Michael Jordan are probably the three most feared athletes in my lifetime. Patrick Mahomes is becoming that.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds got walked with the bases loaded. I'm not letting that guy beat me with Showalter's mentality.
Right.
Michael Jordan was, I don't care if Scottie Pippen has 35, don't let Jordan have 50. And when teams would do things or people would get things over Michael Jordan, it ate him up mentally and inside of him to bring out this new sort of evolution of that athlete. You look at Patrick Mahomes, the Kermit the Frog stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
He embodies that and then lets his play show it. Karl Malone gets MVP. Michael Jordan goes out there and makes him look like a fool in the finals.
Right.
You look at Tom Brady and you put the Patrick Mahomes gene in that. Patrick Mahomes can just coast like Tom Brady would throughout the regular season. He knew, give me 10, 11 wins, and then I get in the door. Once the wolf is in the door, all food is gone. And Patrick Mahomes knows, even though last year they were 11-6, it was the worst sort of season we've seen the Chiefs have in a while with Patrick Mahomes, maybe ever. They get into the playoffs and nothing mattered.
Mm-hmm.
They took something that is super chaotic and they slow it down. That's what Bonds did. Bonds, guy on, down by one. If they're going to pitch to me, I'm going to hit this out of the park. Tom Brady, we're down by 3. I'm going to go get a touchdown. We're down by 2. I'm going to make sure we get a field goal. You look at, Michael Jordan. Hey, just give me the ball and I'll make something happen. And Patrick Mahomes has that gene. Tiger Woods, another one too. Sunday, you're down by 2 strokes, you're done. Sunday, you're only up by 2, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
There's never a safe spot. And the other thing too is that I don't know how many times it happened in Brady and Jordan's career, but they never really got blown out. And if they did, it was an anomaly. Patrick Mahomes doesn't get blown out. And the other thing about Brady and Jordan is that they were infectious into winning. Whereas like when people got around them and saw, oh my God, they're so good, they elevate everyone else's game.
You have to elevate your
right?
game. Otherwise, you're letting these guys down. You know,
Because
like, that's the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. He makes everybody better.
It's contagious. It's fun. And it's also unstoppable. And the thing about Patrick Mahomes, when he steps on the field, everybody goes and finds 15. Whether it's your team or their team, their coach, your coach, there's 15. There's 23. There's 12. How many times you watch the Patriots? Falcons, 28-3. Did you ever say during that game, and if you did, that's fine, this one's over?
Oh,
I
think
never did.
I did. I mean,
I did not.
28-3, you're thinking,
Yeah, I did not.
even
I did
Belichick
not.
said it was over.
On
I
my
mean,
mother's grave, I was watching that at my old house in Blue Springs, and I remember looking at TV, and somebody goes, well, this Super Bowl sucks. I said, do you know who's playing quarterback for the other team? And how many times do we do that today with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, well, I think when you're living in the moment, maybe people in Boston have that feeling. I did not have that feeling in that game. I thought it was over. Bill Belichick thought it was over. He was looking around 28-3. We really don't have much time left in this one. Oh, my God, we won. You know, that's why it was such a big win, and they put it on their Super Bowl ring and all that kind of stuff because it was improbable. I mean, very few people thought, and maybe, I don't even know that Brady thought they had an opportunity to win that game. I think he's even gone on record as, I didn't think we were going to win that
Who
thing
do you
either,
think
right?
people fear more on Sunday in red? Patrick Mahomes in his prime or Tiger Woods in his prime?
Probably still Tiger.
Okay. And that's because Patrick Mahomes hasn't hit his prime.
And then Patrick hasn't played as long as Tiger did, right? Like Tiger dominated for a decade and a half or whatever it is. Patrick's dominated for half of that. So, no, I think you saw that red on Sunday, man, and it was Tiger Woods, y'all. Like, you're like, oh, my God, I can't believe what's going on with Tiger. Patrick, yeah, I think you fear Patrick, but I'm glad, like, people are starting to come around and realize, because a year ago at this time, I was telling everybody the regular season doesn't matter. It's all about what you do in the playoffs, and people thought I was nuts. The boss was pissed at me and everything. And like, I can't believe you're saying that. I'm like, wait till the playoffs. They go ahead and win the Super Bowl. I went into Spector's office and went, hi, how you doing? I told you, the regular season doesn't matter. But this regular season does matter because they've got goals for this regular season.
God,
They want to go undefeated. They want to run the table. They want to three-peat. And then in February, they can kick back and sit back and smoke a cigar and have a nice bottle of tequila or whatever it is that to their liking and enjoy themselves. But this is a team that as soon as that game ended last year, they're getting ready for next season. They're getting ready for next season. They're getting ready for next season. This regular season does matter because there's so much on the line and there's so much to prove. And they know if they run the table this regular season and win the Super Bowl, they will be considered the greatest team of all time.
Yep. Your quarterback drinks Keystone Light. This quarterback drinks Silver Bullets. I'm Dusty Likens. That's Bob Fescoe, Mac Maury as well. Coming up on the other side, Mitch Holtis, the voice of the Chiefs, joins us here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is week 8 of the NFL season, and you can enjoy all the NFL action with a chance to win on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers can bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win a bet on this week's games. And there's so many ways you can play on FanDuel. They've got the Parlay Hub, which is awesome. They've got popular bets right there on their home screen. And, of course, on Thursdays, they've got the FanDuel Squares, just like the Super Bowl, but you can do it now on FanDuel. So visit FanDuel.com/610 Bob to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL and of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Mitchell Schwartz. You know, there's nothing easier to enjoy than watching the Chiefs with some wings and an ice-cold Bud Light. And Buffalo Wild Wings is serving up both for every game, all season long. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings located at 119th and Strang Road in Olathe on Friday, October 25th. I'll be there with the crew from 6 to 8 p.m. celebrating the back-to-back Super Bowl champs while eating some wings and drinking $5 Bud Lights. Nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. For more details, go to 965thefan.com. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
This is an ad by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Hey everyone, it's Boomer Esiason. What's something that you've always wanted to learn? An instrument, a new language, how not to burn pasta. Whether it's big or small, imagine how great it would feel to finally do it. As kids, we're always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity that made life feel so exciting. So it's easy to think that we are who we are and we can't change. But BetterHelp is here to tell you that it's never too late to be who you want to be. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come at any age. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started with affordable phone, video, or live chat sessions you could do from anywhere, and the option to message your therapist between sessions if anything comes up. So why not rediscover possibility with BetterHelp? Visit BetterHelp.com/Boomer today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Boomer.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side in Olathe, 35 northbound, slow rolling approaching College Boulevard, right lane blocked as crews work to clear debris out of the roadway. And Belton, 49 southbound, slows around Missouri 58, accident in the left lane, and a tow truck on the scene. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic. Don't forget, I'm sure you heard the announcement. You'll hear it more today. I'll be at Community American Credit Union in Blue Springs, my hometown. I get to go back home, baby. I'm going home today from 11 to 1. It's their Red Friday tailgate out at Community American Credit Union.
Did you pack an overnight bag for this trip?
Nah, man. I'm going to go see the old roots. Go see my stepdad today. He doesn't know it yet.
How far is that from Lee Summit? About 3 miles?
No, it's about 20 minutes. Might go down and see how much I miss Blue Springs Country Club. But, yeah, Community American Credit Union, 11 to 1, I'll be
with
there.
A little tear coming out of your eyes going, I came from so far.
You know, I have a tear in my eye to see where Blue Springs is gone.
But, yeah, come out and see me. You got a chance to win Chiefs prizes, tickets to a home game for the Chiefs. Come say hi. I'll be there. Right now, meet and greet's always fun. Chiefs cheerleaders are going to be there. Casey Wolf's going to be there. First to 100 people there get some free food. Also some other prizes from Community America Credit Union in Blue Springs off I-70 in Woods Chapel. So I know exactly where that's at. I don't even need to Google map it.
Wow, look at you.
That's right. Hometown hero, baby. Love it. Love me some Blue Springs Wildcats. Love me some high school football. That's tonight, too. Love Jay Binkley.
Weird games in high school. I don't know if it's like this on the Missouri side, but Olathe East is playing Mill Valley tonight. Like Blue Valley West is playing like St. James. Like it's like all out of like district conference. I don't know, just kind of weird games kind of finishing up the college or the high school football season.
Yeah, we're getting playoffs.
Another one we have here. We got we like to build fans. We like to be relatable to you. Had a text earlier today. Guys, my 7-year-old son and first-time listener has been laughing all morning on the way to work with me. Can you give him a shout-out? His name is Elijah. So shout-out to Elijah.
Hello, Elijah.
Thank you for listening. I hope we can take you from
How old
7
was he?
all the way to 50.
7. Wow.
7. And loving the show.
Listen to you. It's
That's
that
right.
FM, man. We get the young kids now.
Don't believe everything they say about us. It's simply not true.
It is not true, yes.
No, but I can't believe the high school football season is almost coming to an end.
Yeah. And colleges, too. I mean, like,
Yeah.
college season ends mid-November. That's weird for me, man. Like, I hate when it stops down in college. You're like, damn, it's over already? But now we got the playoff, which adds so much more intrigue to this thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Blue Springs has one of the best marching bands in the country, no doubt. My little sister was in band. They got to go to Hawaii.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah.
For marching band?
Yeah, it's expensive. It's an expensive trip, but she got to
yeah.
go.
What'd she play?
I don't know.
The flute.
Yeah, I don't know what she played.
That one time at band camp?
Yeah. Someone asked a question about the Crest Ridge Cougars. Any update on them? They're up to 70,000 likes on Instagram.
When's the finale?
End of November.
End of November.
Middle of November, I
we got a
believe.
while yet. Keep voting.
70.3 thousand likes, 20,000 shares. So love that. Keep liking that so they can get that grant from T-Mobile and fix their stadium and their facilities. Keep doing it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I heard somebody the other day say when DeAndre Hopkins came to Kansas City, that's another coup for Brett Veach. And I'm like, you know what? That really is the best way to put it, right?
What does coup de grace mean?
Yeah, coup de grace.
Yeah.
It means the greatest coup.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
Makes me think of Finn Balor.
Yeah, exactly. So another coup for Brett Veach, and I'm like, that's not a false statement at all. Like every time Brett Veach makes a move, it's like, oh man, this guy again made another move that's going to make this team better. And everybody around the league now has like Veach envy, I think is what they're calling it. I mean, you got Veach envy, of course. I mean, he went out and got DeAndre Hopkins. Brett Veach went out and got, Kareem Hunt. Brett Veach went out and got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the list goes on and on. He signed Chris Jones, in the offseason. And we talked about it with Mitch, and we'll talk about it more, obviously, with Mitch as he's getting ready to join us here in a couple of minutes, though. That Chris Jones and re-signing him is the biggest coup that Brett Veach has ever had. And nobody ever wants to give Brett Veach credit for re-signing his own. You better start giving Brett Veach credit for re-signing his own, because I'll tell you what, this offseason, it's going to be a lot of re-signing their own and not going out and getting guys from other organizations, which is the right way to do it. Free agency is a scam, in my opinion, when you spend stupid money on big-name players that are way past their prime. But fans love that. They love winning the game in March, and then you get to September and none of those turds produce. Ask the Jets how their quarterback situation is right now.
Okay.
So you've got a free agent coup this offseason. I think is going to be very big because you got Trey, you've got Bolton, you've got Justin Reed, you've got the beginnings now of Trent McDuffie and George Karlaftis as being potential guys that you can start to have the conversation with. So when you talk about coup, yeah, that was a coup to get DeAndre Hopkins, but people also seemingly forget the biggest coup for Brett Veach this past offseason was just re-signing Chris Jones. And the biggest coup next offseason for him may be extending George Karlaftis and Trent McDuffie.
And not a coup, but a cue before we pull Mitch Holtis's intro to give him a little bit of fire before he joins the show.
The NFL has been very favorable to the Kansas City Chiefs. They should appreciate it. Because I'm telling you, man, they could be 1-5.
He's been the voice of Chiefs Kingdom since 1994.
Damian Williams, 20, stays in bounds, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Kansas Kansas City, Damian Williams runs to immortality.
Here's Mitch Holtis on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
I can feel it in my plums. It's because Mitch Holtis, voice of the Chiefs. Sponsored by Silverstein Eye Centers. Achieve your best vision experience outside. Outstanding patient care. There's a dyslexia. Outstanding patient care at Silverstein Eye Centers. Brought to you also by GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mitch Holtis, you picked up your 300th win as the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations on not getting fired for all that time. That's wonderful. It's fantastic. Well done out of you. Which is your favorite win?
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's like asking me what child or grandchild do I like the most.
Well, we all have an
three
answer.
Super Bowls. No. All 3 Super Bowls are in a linear answer there, obviously, and for different reasons. But, yeah, there's just been a ton. I just got to put it in perspective for you, though. There's some math within the math. In the 19 years before Andy Reid came to town, 150 wins.
Oh, my God.
How about that? Right at the line. We averaged 7.8 points a win for 19 years. Since he has been here, 11.33 years, we've averaged 13.2 wins a year, equaling 150 wins. It's actually a 150-150.
Wow.
If Andy Reid does not come to town, we stay on the same win total, I would still be 58 wins short of 300.
Wow.
That gives you an idea what's going on here.
I mean,
so,
that's wild.
Thanks, Gents.
Yeah. I mean, do you still get the same sort of like butterflies that you had on your first game calling like the NFL?
Of course.
Every game, Bob.
Good.
Every game. And I've been asked a lot nationally, like, what's it like? Because you guys now for 6 years, really 7 or 6 and a third, like you guys are there. You're there. Right now you're the best team. You've been the best team. But, and I say that humbly, not trying to get anybody mad, but I tell people the difference between now and those first 19 years or even the first couple of years of coach is that every game feels like a playoff game. The nervousness that I feel. You can have people that are on the road trips with me. Don't talk to me on game day. On the bus going to the stadium, don't even get close to me. I go in Smith Center football mode, man, and the butterflies in my stomach every single game, as Pat would say it, are there, still there, and even more so now in these last 6 years.
Well, and I feel that same way, too. I know when I sit down, the nerves start to go, so I can imagine what it is. And the reason I ask is because sometimes people just get numb to doing something all the time, right? They just get used to it. It becomes old hat, and it's not that big a deal. This is a big deal, man. 300 wins, being there for the voice and to basically write the script of what's going on for this team over the last 6 or 7 years. Like, I don't think I could ever get numb to what's going on. Like, I never want this moment of our lives to end.
Well, and honestly, I feel like every game is my first game. I remember the very, very first game I did when I filled in for Kevin Harlan and thinking this might be I got to make this happen. I got to make this rock. But I feel that way. I'll feel that way for this game Sunday. I do in my prep for it. It's just I don't ever want to lose that, because I think then that's when you start having disrespect for the players and the league and how hard it is to win in this league and how hard it is to do what we've been doing and to be the best really pro franchise right now. Name a pro franchise in other sports. I say this every Friday with you guys. There's no other pro franchise in any of the big four that are doing what the Chiefs are doing right now.
Nope. Not at all. So now they go out and get DeAndre Hopkins, another coup, as they say, for Brett Veach. Let's talk about expectations for him. What do you think short-term and long-term are for DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, I think short-term are some of the obvious. Catch radius. He's got a wide wingspan in his hands. He just looks different. Like he's practicing yesterday, and I talked to some of our coaches. I'm like, okay, that looks different. They're just kind of chuckling and laughing, because he's just such a splendid-looking athlete. I think that he will fill in some of the void of the loss of Rashee Rice and the fact that you can get yards in the middle. Catch ratio. If you study his career, he's somewhere between, always on the average, 64% of targets to catches, which is just terrific. And the fact that if you throw it there, tight window throws, Patrick can do that. Long-term, I think, for him, is the benefit that he will give two players in specific. One is Travis Kelce for what's obvious and trying to get some of the heat off those double teams. But I think from a psychological standpoint, it's awesome for Xavier Worthy because whether it's real or if it's sublime, Xavier starts to feel the weight of his world on his shoulders. There's no Juju. He's out. There's no Rice. There's no Hollywood. I got to do this more than he should feel at this point in his career. So I think that takes just play now. Just play, Xavier. Just run your route. Go deep. We'll hit you on a 54-yarder. But let D-Hop take care of all this other stuff and take some of that off your plate. I think that's one of the more sublime advantages of getting DeAndre Hopkins.
Mitch, I want to bring this up because it is Raider week, and I think a lot of things we've forgotten about, but they've done a lot of talking, so maybe it's a more modern day. But there is, in your opinion, there could be like a Raider danger, or is this just one of those games where we see the Chiefs finally put up one of those like 40-5 to 7 games like we saw last year against the Bears?
No, I don't feel that with these guys. And all you got to know is, I mean, last team to beat us. 12 wins in a row and lost to these guys. And I went back and looked at that game, and you just kind of get a queasy feeling in your stomach. 2 defensive touchdowns in 9 seconds, including, I know where you're going with the quote from Jones, who had the pick 6. But these guys put 30 on Baltimore and beat them at Baltimore. I don't laugh at Minshew. In fact, I respect him. Spags brought it up yesterday, and I had it on my boards when I was talking to Spags. Minshew, his first NFL experience was against us, and he lit us up. He was 22 of 25, and we had the game in hand against Jacksonville in the opening game of 2019. But Minshew had put up all these yards for Mike Leach at Washington State, and he had the mustache, and He came in and was great in that game. So Minshew was in the Pro Bowl last year. He's won 24 games as a pro. You don't want him to get hot. And Brock Bowers has had the best start of any tight end in the NFL in his first 7 games. Any tight end, including Kels, who didn't play that first year. But in his first 7 games, Bowers has 47 catches. He's legit. And then if Max Crosby's out there trying to tear your face off, it's always dangerous. So I always look at how possible could the Chiefs lose this game. And you can come up with several scenarios.
You mentioned Max Crosby. I mean, I know he's out there trying to kill Patrick Mahomes and do all this kind of stuff, but I mean, there's a chance we can get him. We go out and get Max Crosby, right? I mean, there's got to be at least one redeeming quality about this guy that we could like if we could get him here to Kansas City.
Well, I don't think he's going to throat punch, Pat, like Malik Collins did,
Right.
who went to Center High School. Yeah, that's a Kansas City kid.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, Malik Collins went to Kansas. He went to Center High School in Kansas City. He's a Yellow Jacket.
Oh.
He was a state champion wrestler. He was a legend in wrestling for Center. And they're trying to throat punch Pat. Like, dude, you want to come back? We'll shut you out of town.
Yeah, that guy's not welcome back in Kansas City. Sorry, man.
Come on, man. Let's go here. Played at Nebraska. What are we doing? Max has one redeeming quality, in my opinion. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Went to the same high school as Bobby Witt Jr. Hollyville Hardage. That's it. And the best as I can tell, and I think I asked Bobby one time, I've had like one conversation with him, I go, and I thought I brought up Max Crosby. I think that somebody can ask him. I think he was a freshman when maybe Max Crosby was a senior at Colleyville Heritage High.
Huh.
But that's it. Other than that, it's like, no, nothing else. Just nothing else. Max Crosby's the villain.
I feel like I can give you another stat that Max Crosby's good at doing. He's good at waking up the wrong MFer, according to Patrick Mahomes in audio and video that I've seen, which is kind of nice because this could be a game that he wakes up. Mitch, I look at your 6th win of your career, which came on November 6th, 1994, I would assume, judging by the opening that we played for you. It was 13-3 against those Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Do you see this kind of being that game? Like the defense just, either if it's Desmond Ridder or Gardner Minshew, that they just suffocate him like they did Brock Purdy and just make them turn the ball over and just run time of possession and walk out of there with a win?
Not only that, Dusty, but I think what started last week, what I'm excited about is I think this Chiefs team on defense can do what they did not do last year or the first games of this year, and that's take the ball away. The most exciting thing for me last week was intercepting Brock Purdy 3 times. And to take the ball away can be devastating to opponents because the offense is going to come around, or it's going to be better. The one thing that's been missing are takeaways. And I know you don't go to Hy-Vee and buy takeaways, but you can they start to come in bunches, man. And if you get a mentality of that, these guys, the Raiders have 16 giveaways, just ghastly. And that's why they're 2-5. That's why Spags said if they don't turn the ball over, this is on. But I think the Chiefs can turn them over, Dusty. Not only wipe them out, take the ball away and go score on them.
And it's something that you mentioned they haven't done, but they've given it away a lot as well. I mean, and still sitting at 6-0, like the Vermeil turnover stats have been thrown out the window for this football team.
Here's your stat of the morning. I couldn't believe this. I had to go back and look at this. I saw it, and I go, nah, that can't be right. There have been 8 teams since 2001 that have been 6-0 and have had 10 or more giveaways. That's the Chiefs, right? We're sitting at 10 giveaways, and we're 6-0. But 7 other teams have done it since 2001. How many of those 7 have made the Super Bowl?
All of them.
Every one of them. It's a stupid stat.
Wow.
And
shows you how good they are, right?
Well, yeah, and it tells about a defense.
Yeah.
3 of those 7 won Super Bowls. So those 7 teams were 3-4 in the Super Bowl. But the 2004 Patriots, the 2009 Saints, and the 2015 Broncos. And we always want to talk about, and Drew Brees was good in the 2009 Saints, but that was a really good New Orleans defense. The 2004 Patriot defense was outstanding, and we know that the 2015 Bronco defense was one of the best of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So to be 6-0 and have 10-plus giveaways is actually commonplace. And every one of those teams made the Super Bowl. But I had to look at that 2 or 3 times because I'm like, that can't be right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah,
so book it.
Nutty stat, boys.
Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. Real quick on DeAndre Hopkins, just to kind of finish it up and put the bow on the biggest story of the week. You know, it's a win for DeAndre. It's a win for the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no strings attached. I mean, I think that's why he was kind of that perfect guy to go get. You didn't have to give up a high draft pick and spend $20 million to get a guy like Cooper Kupp. The Rams tried to shop to everybody and then be like, oh, everybody was calling us. Nobody was calling you. So DeAndre Hopkins to me is like that perfect addition because it's a right now moment and then there's no commitment afterwards.
Let's give Brad Veach some kudos again that he doesn't get nationally, and he did not give up the guts of the draft capital of the 2025 draft.
Right.
You're sitting here with day 1 and day 2 picks. It's brilliant. I mean, the guy just keeps going. But you know who gains the most in this, I think, more than any human being in this whole DeAndre Hopkins trade?
Who's that?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
And I talked to him yesterday about it, just had a brief chat. This is the same discussion I had with Carlos Dunlap. Remember, we got him. He went 12 years and had no playoff wins. I said, Los, I went 21 years with no playoff wins. And when we got the first playoff win for Dunlap, he had tears in his eyes. I saw him the opening game this year, the banner drop game, and he mentioned that. Here's DeAndre Hopkins. Incredible Hall of Fame career, 12 years, 6 playoff games, 2 playoff wins. They were both wild card wins. DeAndre Hopkins has never played in a conference championship game. He smells it. He's excited about it. He's getting an opportunity that Tony Gonzalez thought he was going to get, but Tony Gonzalez in 17 years had 1 playoff win. D-Hop knows he's got a shot now, and it's win-win. But I think for D-Hop, he's thinking like he's the biggest winner right now.
Mitch, I referenced Max Crosby waking up Patrick Mahomes. He's been sleepwalking to a 6-0. To give you your favorite movie reference of Step Brothers, Brennan and Dale, you're not supposed to wake them up when they're sleepwalking. If they wake Patrick Mahomes up, I could see total havoc going on in Vegas this weekend.
Oh, God, they're carrying the Christmas tree into the bedroom.
That's right. That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
Come on.
Don't touch my drum set. Mitch, have a good call this weekend. Continue to stay undefeated in Vegas as well as those Chiefs, and congratulations on 300 wins. Go get 301 this week, my man.
Thanks, you guys, and I know and I respect Brock Purdy, but we messed with his drum set.
Yeah, we did. Take care, Mitch.
See you, Mitch.
See you, boys.
Mitch Holtis there, brought to you by Silverstein Eye Center. Achieve your best vision and experience outstanding patient care at Silverstein Eye Center, and also brought to you by GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. On the other side, I got to tell you about my friends at Diamonds Direct, plus collabs in the food industry as we take a little bit of break from the football talk. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, everybody, it's Dusty Likens of 96.5 The Fan, and I want to remind you, ladies, that's right, ladies, and gentlemen, guys, it's that time of the season. Ladies, too, it's holiday season, gift-giving season. You want to find that one that really rocks the boat. Go to Diamonds Direct. Go there, see my friends Angie and David, and they will talk to you about everything you have questions for. Whether you want to get your man a watch, whether you want to get your lady a ring, whether you're ready to make that big step, fellas, and do a proposal, go in there, pop in, say hi to Angie and David. They will help you plan that big proposal this holiday, or if you're looking to treat yourself or someone special to the perfect gift. Drop by Diamonds Direct in Leawood. That's right, in Leawood. Tell them I sent you and get ready to experience jewelry shopping done right. For the best quality, price, and shopping experience, there is no better choice than Diamonds Direct. In Leawood, Kansas. Go see my friends Angie and David and tell them Dusty Likens from 96.5 The Fan said hi and sent you in.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's a Red Friday on 96.5 The Fan, and the other place is your sports watching headquarters this fall. Now with 5 great area locations: Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Enjoy Red Friday specials all day.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Yeah, there are so many football games streaming this season. Can Xfinity Internet handle it?
Oh, we know the game is only live once, so we built a network with all-pro speeds and low lag so you don't miss a snap.
So I can yell, "He's open!" when he's actually open?
Yeah, but the quarterback still can't hear you.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and TV and enjoy instant access to your favorite live sports with the Xfinity Stream app. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Streaming content limited to the U.S. Programming subject to change.
We hear a lot from our patients after we've successfully treated their erectile dysfunction. But one thing we hear the most is, why didn't I get treated sooner? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED and all the emotional and relationship problems it causes, don't wait. Call us today. ED is simply a medical condition like any other, and for most men, it's fully treatable, which means you can get your sex life back. And I'm not talking about sex that's just okay, by the way. I'm talking about good sex with the ability to enjoy intimacy without the anxiety that affects so many men who have ED. In fact, you might find you're performing like you haven't in years. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated thousands of men with protocols that are successful in well over 90% of cases. And we have a variety of treatments and treatment combinations so you can get the one that's right for you. So stop waiting and call us. Your first visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the Jack-O-Lanterns, here with a front porch view of Target's Halloween deals, like Best House on the Block trick-or-treat candy starting at $5.99.
Sweet. Don't forget, can't wait to wear it costumes from $15.
Can't wait to see it. Oh, and decorating and pumpkin carving kits for $5.
That's how I got my big toothy grin.
This week only, trick-or-treat candy starts at $5.99, costumes from $15, and decorating and pumpkin carving kits for $5. Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Restrictions apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
O'Reilly.
Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well,
almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side in Belton, 49 southbound slows at 163rd Street, stays pretty heavy down past Missouri 58. They've got 2 lanes blocked, and you're getting by on the right shoulder as they do guardrail repair related to the earlier accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome back into 96.5 The Fan. Dusty Likens, Bob Fescoe back morning with you on a Raider Red Friday. It's got a nice ring to it. Red Friday, Raider Week. Just heard the voice of Mitch Holthus. If you missed it, it'll be on the podcast for you. Doesn't think it's going to be a blowout. I was kind of hoping he would say, yes, it will be. But I know Mitch. He's professional.
Oh, he's a pro. I'm not, so I'll say it will be a blowout in this game. Mitch playing the company line. I get all that. But I will tell you, I think this one has the opportunity to be an absolute motorboating on the hands of the Chiefs to the Raiders.
Someone said, can you all post that stat Mitch gave out? I could, or I could give it to you in the audio form.
Here's your stat of the morning. I couldn't believe this. I had to go back and look at this. I saw it, and I go, nah, that can't be right. There have been 8 teams since 2001 that have been 6-0 and have had 10 or more giveaways. That's the Chiefs, right? We're sitting at 10 giveaways, and we're 6-0. But 7 other teams have done it since 2001. How many of those 7 have made the Super Bowl?
All of them.
Every one of them.
Boom.
And I didn't know that. It was like we didn't rehearse that part. Like I had no idea. I just figured, what the hell? Let me guess all of them. All of the teams that have been 6-0 with 10 or more turnovers have gone on to the Super Bowl. So
there is your stat.
There's your moment of zen. I mean, it is because
you're on the Zens too.
Yeah, no. But see, I'm not Baker Mayfield, right? Here's the interesting thing about all of that. The turnover stat usually is the most telling stat of how good you are as a team. Mm. And if you're negative, you're usually not a winning football team. That tells you how good Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and this defense truly are. Mm-hmm. And I got to keep going back to this defense because nobody wants to give this defense credit. I'm sure there are still nitwits out there in the national media, maybe even the local media, because we had some dumb takes locally. We told you about yesterday. We sit with people probably still looking around going, I just don't understand where they are offensively. I do think there's a growing number of people who don't watch the actual games and just read box scores and make statements based on what they read in the newspaper. Mm. Because if you watch the games, that really shouldn't be a surprise to you. I didn't realize the Chiefs were 10-plus turnovers. I knew Mahomes had the 8 interceptions, but it doesn't resonate with me because they win their football games. They find ways to do it.
Someone says, so the moral of the story is just to give the ball away. Yep.
That's exactly what we're saying,
right.
Yes. They'd be 6-0 if they had less they're 6-0.
Given a collab, food-wise, Mac was excited about this. He said there's a donut shop and a burger shop collabing. Krispy Kreme and McDonald's, is that right?
Well, yeah, and it's too bad. It happens I
know,
find out the week
sorry,
of this.
Ain't going. Yeah,
you can't go right now.
You get E. coli.
Were they just going to have like a burger with a donut bun? Is that what the collab was?
No, I think they're just going to sell the Krispy Kremes at McDonald's.
Just get a double cheeseburger, get a donut.
But they should give you the option of having your burger on a Krispy Kreme donut. There was a minor league baseball team years ago that did that. I'm like, oh, that sounds disgusting. And then you eat it, you're like, oh my God, that's really good, right? And I'm sure it's probably fantastic. If McDonald's is going to truly do a collab with Krispy Kreme, they need to give you the option, $1 upcharge probably, if you want the side salad instead. You get the opportunity to upcharge. A Big Mac and all the buns are Krispy Kreme donuts, right? That would be good. A McChicken, a filet of fish may not be good on the Krispy Kreme donut, though.
You could put a filet of fish on a brioche bun. I wouldn't eat it.
Oh, I love the filet of fish, but I don't. Yeah, that probably would be good. McChicken would probably be pretty good on a Krispy Kreme.
What if you subbed out the McGriddle bun and put the breakfast into the donut?
You could do that as well. Yeah.
Do you have any other collabs you'd like to do?
You could do that. I personally would say I would collab away from onions now at the fast food restaurants, which is what they're all doing. Taco Bell, KFC, and I think Pizza Hut as well all said we're out of the onion business right now because of the E. coli that McDonald's had, so everybody's getting away from the onions.
Ugh, I try to tell you onions are bad. Okay. Yeah, don't do onions. It's not good. But no, a collab I'd like to see is like a s'mores pizza roll.
Oof.
Like a breading, like a cinnamon toast crunch breading, but then inside is s'mores. I feel like I'm stoned.
But you say that,
right?
And the Dodgers are actually doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're doing a
Damn.
fried peanut butter and Nutella sandwich. For the World Series, so that's kind of like on a bigger scale, a s'mores pizza roll.
Like we all three love the taco pizza from Casey's.
Oh God, yes.
What if like Papa John's did like a Crunch Wrap pizza
from Taco Bell and they got together? That'd be. But see, you would think Taco Bell and Pizza Hut being owned by the same company would have already done something like that.
What are we
doing here? Right? Like Taco Bell's rolling it back and bringing back some of those old menu items that they announced yesterday.
It's the decades menu.
That's fun.
Like
without the decades prices.
Yeah, the price. I mean, they're $2 a piece, for your tostada. $2.19 for a tostada.
Not paying it.
How much you paying for a tostada? Though,
89
cents.
Down, how much was it in 1960?
What year are you living in? You're like this article yesterday I read about these poor people in suburban Philadelphia who are feeling the crunch of what they're calling inflation, and they said this year they could not afford to pay $1,000 to have their trees trimmed. And I thought to myself, get your ass out there and trim your own trees, like most of us do, right? And they're talking about bushes and shrubs. They weren't talking about climbing the tree and cutting branches. So is inflation really there, or are you still living like it's 1985? Because people are like, the price of gas these days. The price of gas has gone down. I mean, it's like $2.60 something. And if you go to Hy-Vee and you save all your gas points, little tip, buy a bag of Skinny Pop at Hy-Vee, okay? Hy-Vee Skinny Pop on sale. And you get 20 cents off per gallon for each bag of Skinny Pop you buy.
Here's a tip. Wait till Monday to get gas, because it'll be 72 cents
72 cents off with the Chiefs. That's exactly right. Top that with the additional. They're going to be paying you to get gas at Hy-Vee.
Okay.
So you got your tostada that's coming back. The green sauce burrito was popular in the 70s. None of us were around for it, but it sounds pretty good.
It's like a Verde burrito?
No, refried beans, crunchy onions. So you put in the casserole, I would imagine, the green bean casserole.
I like
onions. Those are a nice salad topping, give you a nice little crunch. Shredded cheddar and a green sauce made with green chili, tomatillos, jalapenos, and spices. That's a $2.49 item. Being on that.
I'm in on that, yeah.
They got the Mexi Melt too, right?
The Mexi Melt is coming back. Nice. One of their most requested items is pico de gallo, seasoned beef in a 3-cheese blend, melted inside a tortilla, $2.99. The Gordita Supreme is coming to you for $2.99, and then the caramel apple empanada, which I'm not a big dessert guy at Taco Bell, for $2.99.
Come hang out at my house for about an hour, and you'll see if you want one of those empanadas.
Want one of those empanadas, yeah.
Windows open.
Yeah.
Is Taco Bell open? I'd like to thank the Likens.
So the tostada, the green sauce burrito, the Mexi Melt, and the Gordita Supreme will appear on the 31st, and they're waiting until November 21st to launch the caramel apple empanadas. Can't put that many new things in the restaurant.
Somebody says, what about biscuits and then adding some gravy?
No.
Take the day off, 620.
Not a chance.
Pizza Hut did a Cheez-It pizza, and it was terrible.
I remember that.
They also did
really?
Yeah, they also did a Cheez-It Crunch Wrap, and everyone said it just became a sog pit.
Oh, yeah, I never got one of those. Just a massive Cheez-It and then a Crunch Wrap on top of it.
That's right. But, man, that Mexi Melt, how you don't? I will probably get 3 of those. Like, I'm afraid with the Decades menu that I'm going to have a DoorDash order like the Royals when they won against the Baltimore Orioles. You remember that picture? You want to see what $280 worth of Taco Bell DoorDash looks like?
Yeah.
Vinny Pasquantino had that out there. Man, I don't know. Is there any other collab that we're missing? Because Minsky's and Q39 did a pizza. Can Smokehouse and Summit Pizza do a brisket pizza?
Smokehouse does their own barbecue pizza.
I did not know that. I need to listen to the
Thanks
reads
for listening
more.
to the reads more.
Well, all I hear is chili and wings. And I'm already I'm locked
pizza's
in.
all in there, man. You get the flatbread, their sauce, a little cheese on top. You're going to throw down some of their crispy meat, some sausage and burnt ends on top, drizzle with some barbecue sauce. That, my friends, is a collab.
Crunchwrap pizza would be good. Remember the double-decker pizza? Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
You remember the edge? Was just no crust. How do we not have a pizza buffet?
That buffet.
Pizza buffet, those different. They'll bring it out fresh.
You got to get there before Rita and Harry come in, though.
Yeah. Bring back the Frito burrito. Yes. Or the chili cheese burrito at Taco Bell was money.
I mean, you see some of these people that load up at the Pizza Hut buffet. Oh, my God.
I'll join them. I'll be their best friend.
They still have the Frito burrito. I think it's on the $2 menu. I can't remember what it's called anymore, but I still get it, 913. Still there. They can't call it Fritos anymore.
Why?
Probably because...
Doesn't Fritos, isn't that owned by Pepsi, which owns Taco Bell?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. But yeah, it's still there.
Something tells me we're about to hear about a smokehouse pizza, but after that, you're going to figure out what we have in the script, which is one of my favorite segments that we do here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to Kansas City Sports, and you're about to listen to a pizza you can order.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City.
Hi, how are you? Let me tell you about my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue. Mitch, I'm sorry to interrupt what you had going on there, but you're going to be happy because we are going to talk about that barbecue pizza from Smokehouse Barbecue. Like I said, you get that flatbread put down with the cheese and the sauce and the crispy meat and oh my goodness, the burnt ends and the sliced sausage on top. It is the perfect thing to get at Smokehouse Barbecue. That's why when you go in and visit one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, I want you to sit down and immediately order that pizza. That barbecue pizza, get ordered before you even sit down and look at the menu. And then you can relax knowing the best appetizer's on its way. You'll get that Smokehouse Barbecue pizza, and then you'll decide on other things. You want some baby back ribs. You want their new pulled chicken sandwich. What about their chili that they have now? It's their seasonal item made with their crispy meat or their burnt ends chopped up and then, served with their hot, spicy barbecue sauce to give you a chili flavor that nobody else is beating right now. And I'll tell you, the last time I was at Smokehouse Barbecue, I had 2 bowls of the chili. Not going to lie, I'm not going to be shy about it. That's how good it is. And of course, they've got their new sweet zing wing sauce as well. It is a sweet flavor with a kick. And don't forget, for game days, get the Smokehouse Barbecue Game Day Special. A pound of burnt ends, a pound of wings, a slab of baby back ribs, a quart of beans, paperware, and serving utensils for 6 for just $79.95. So check them out at one of those 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Right now, 38 states allow sports betting, including 7 of Missouri's neighboring states. Amendment 2 gives Missouri sports fans the freedom to bet on games too, and that will generate over $100 million for our schools. Amendment 2 is endorsed by the Chiefs, Cardinals, Royals, Blues, and Missouri's 2 biggest newspapers, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the Kansas City Star. Here's Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith asking you to vote yes on 2.
Back in my day, I was the wizard of the infield. Now, I'm a grandfather. That's why I'm voting yes on Amendment 2. It means over $100 million for Missouri schools and teachers, and no more broken promises. There's a constitutional guarantee that the money goes to our schools, and legalizing sports betting is great for us fans too. That's why the Royals, Chiefs, Blues, and Cardinals all join me in saying yes on Amendment 2.
Paid for by Winning for Missouri Education, Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
Every 4 years, the world watches. Every corner kick, every save, every pass. The world watches its most beautiful game played at its highest level. And for a moment, the world stops turning for soccer. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026, helping to bring the game's biggest tournament to Kansas City. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Visit eatandys.com to find the location nearest you. Top your day with a smile.
Let me tell you about my good friend Andy from Andy's Frozen Custard. He's from Kansas City, never misses a game, and serves the world's finest frozen custard. Tailgate with a pick six, or grab a freshly made custom treat before or after a game. And tell him Mitch and Andy sent you.
Brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Mitchell Schwartz. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings located at 119th and Strang Road in Olathe on Friday, October 25th. I'll be there with the crew from 6 to 8 p.m. eating some wings and drinking $5 Bud Lights. For more details, go to 965thefan.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Belton into Grandview, 49 northbound, starting to slow, approaching Missouri 150. Slowdowns beyond 155th Street, accident in the left lane. Southbound side of 49, also heavy from 163rd Street down towards Missouri 58. Cleanup from an earlier accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
What's up? It's Patrick Mahomes. Catch me every Monday during the season with CDOT right here on your home of the Chiefs. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Right back into it here. 96.5 The Fan, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens, and Mac Morris. All right. Summit Pizza collabs with Jazzy Bees. Sign me up. Love both those places. Very close to my crib in Lee Summit. Don't forget, I'll be at Community America Credit Union. Blue Springs, 11 to 1. Prizes, tickets, cheerleaders, KC Wolf. Come out and say hi. 11 to 1. Also, Foaling Friday.
Yeah, it is. It's Foaling Friday. That means you get to foal for free from 2 to 6 every Friday in October. And, of course, you can check out their great drink specials. They got seasonal beers and drinks ready to rock and roll. But just go into Foaling at 435 in State Line. Tell them you heard it on 96.5 The Fan, and they will let you foal around for free from 2 until 6 o'clock. You got to get in there before 6 o'clock to get your foaling for free. And they present, Foaling Warehouse does, What's in the Script, as we do every week, and let you know what's going on with the Chiefs this weekend. Who wants to get this thing started? Brought to you by our good friends over at Foaling. FoalingKC.com.
I've had fun. Mac, you want to start? I feel like we never let you talk or start.
No, both those things you let me do, and
Okay.
I will kill it as I usually do on the script right
we
here.
don't let you finish.
Not doing a lot of that lately. Las Vegas fans, like our guy Kramer here, they want to act like this doesn't matter how badly they get beat this weekend, but it does, and they'll regret saying that after complete domination. You know, I hear Kramer, it doesn't matter. I don't care if we lose. I want Shedeur Sanders. I want a quarterback. Raiders fans are all around. I don't care. We want to lose this year. We want to tank. No, you don't. You're going to be sad.
Do you think Shedeur Sanders is going to be the savior of your franchise? I'm asking. I'll ask that about any quarterback.
He would be a great Raider.
He'd be a perfect Raider,
Yeah.
right? But doesn't mean he's going to be any good, right? Like these teams and these fan bases that want to tank for quarterbacks are the dumbest human beings on earth, because 50% of these people fail, and the other 50% probably get into a bad situation. So I just think it's so stupid when people say, I don't care if we lose. I want to get Shedeur Sanders, or I want to get Andrew Luck, or I want to get this guy. How many people wanted to get Patrick Mahomes other than Binkley after that season? Nobody.
Well, I don't think Kramer's dumb, so.
No, I don't think
Back
Kramer's
to your
dumb either,
script.
but I think he's going to regret saying that he wants to be beat, because it will be complete domination that will unfold over this weekend. I see a defensive touchdown in this game. Pick 6, actually, from Nick Bolton is going to be my guess here. I think DeAndre Hopkins is used around 50, maybe a little over, around 60% of the snaps, has 5 targets, 4 catches, 50 yards. I'm actually going to up that. 6 targets, 5 catches, 70 yards. I do think he gets in the end zone. And I think we stay on the Gray train. I think he's the second leading receiver, maybe first right there with Hopkins, 60, 70 yards through the air. And Kareem Hunt continues to drink out of the fountain of youth this weekend. Another good day with a touchdown, at least one. Give me 34-6. And honestly, every Chiefs weekend, if you're looking for that parlay on FanDuel, DK, wherever you go, 2 touchdowns, Kareem Hunt is not a bad long shot every freaking week.
All right, this week is the one we've all been waiting for. I've been telling you about this game since the schedule came out. Popcorn emojis received on my text phone from people about this game inside the organization.
Text phone,
yeah, whatever the hell that is. The Chiefs are going to light up the scoreboard and have their biggest point output of the season. So far, their biggest output of the season, 28 points last week against San Francisco. That's the warm-up for what we're going to see this week. Game starts with the Chiefs on defense. Raiders, of course, will go 3 and out because, well, they're no good. The Chiefs will get the ball. First play of the game, Hopkins for a small gain, setting the wheels in motion for the blowout. Kareem Hunt, again, featured in the red zone, but it will be Hopkins and Kelsey getting in the end zone for the Chiefs this week for the scores. Mahomes will have over 300 yards passing. DeAndre Hopkins will have 5 receptions. Chris Jones will come up with a big sack. And this is the week Trent McDuffie gets his first career interception. Chiefs win 72-0.
What's in the script for me? The Raiders are victorious in this game. Come on, I wasn't going to do that. No, I think Mahomes has 187 passing yards by the third quarter. Mahomes hitting that number this week will put him at 30,000 yards passing for his career at the ripe age of 28 or 29. And that'll be the big point after the game. Mahomes has 30,000 career passing yards. He's not even 30. Kareem Hunt scores. Kelsey scores. When Kelsey scores, fellas, and people listening to this on Monday, this is when they do the puppet celebration that I called back in July. Travis Kelce's yet to score. They've been waiting for him to score. One time he played the Raiders, I think he had 4 catches for 25 yards for 4 touchdowns. He eats against the Raiders. So I think he scores. They do some sort of puppet celebration. I do think Hopkins has 6 catches for 89 yards and also a touchdown. I think he has an explosion of a game. Welcome to the Chiefs, DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs will have 3 sacks and an INT on defense, and someone random will catch a touchdown on offense. Will this be the day that Chris Jones, number 95, finally gets to drink from the nectars of the end zone? I hope that's what it is. 95 gets a touchdown. End result, the Chiefs go full Mr. Geppetto on the Raiders, and they win this game 38-3 and improve to 7-0. That's the script from Dusty Likens.
How do you see the Raiders getting 3 points?
Because Antonio Pierce will be down 38-0, and he'll be on the 20-yard line
and
just to save face. He'll kick a field goal.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what he did last week. He was down by, 10, and he kicked
the field goal?
Kicked the field goal.
Was it 10?
No, he was down, 8. Yeah, he was down 8. And he, with 4 minutes left, decided to kick a field goal, and they lost 20-15.
Right, yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. Stupid situation. Stupid are the Oakland Raiders. I think the puppet celebration could be fun, or they just totally ignore it. It's going to be one or the other. It's either going to be like Travis Kelce putting his hand up Patrick Mahomes' shoulder pads in the back and doing that kind of thing, or they're just going to totally ignore it and just go out there and pace these idiots. The team's never going to learn. They just aren't ever going to learn that if you poke the bear, and the bear is named Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not only going to kick your ass, they're going to devour you, they're going to eat you, and then they're going to poop you out. I mean, this team has no idea what's coming for it on Sunday.
Snakes don't eat people. Oh, that thong? Anaconda, 1996. John Voight. That is what's in the script presented by Foaling Warehouse. Get your foal on a Friday.
That's right. Free Foaling Friday from 2 until 6. Reserve your lane at foalingkc.com.
Something I didn't think would be in the script. I don't know if you guys, this is random. I went to a concert last night at Knuckleheads. Great venue. First time I've been inside of Knuckleheads. Been to Jay Rieger multiple times. Gone down the slide. Done the whole thing. Whatever. Do you remember that yodeling cowboy that was in Walmart? There was like a little kid. His name is Mason Crosby.
Mason Ramsey.
Ramsey?
Yeah, he's not the kicker. Yeah, I remember him.
Dude, I saw him live last night.
That's crazy,
he was
man.
inside Walmart.
When he was a kid, he's like
he went viral for yodeling.
Remember that kid?
This was like pre-COVID. This must have been 2017,
Dude,
2018.
he was in Kansas City last night.
God.
17 years old. Belt buckle the size of a Golden Corral
plate. I'm surprised. I wouldn't guess he would be in Walmart and have a belt buckle.
No, he was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Dude, it was something else, man.
I bet it was.
He came out on stage because the people I was with, the girl that performed first, their family, they're like family with her family somehow, and then like afterwards, they're like, oh yeah, here comes this other guy who's super talented, and was it Mason Ramsey?
Mason Ramsey.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
And I was just, here's how. I saw him on stage.
No, I mean Mac. Like, how did he know right away that the guy's name was Mason?
Probably Nashville.
Oh, that guy's down there in
Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
Country singer.
Yeah, he's
and he gets on stage. I'm like, this guy looks like a combination between Dirk Diggler and Peter Brady.
Okay.
And then I'm like, why does he look familiar? And why does that name sound familiar? And like a ton of bricks, I was like, that's the yodeler from Walmart. And next thing you know, I look at his name on the back, type it in. I'm like, and the first thing that comes up is kid, cowboy hat, yodeling in Walmart. I was like, I never thought that I'd see like a viral sensation live. Like next thing you know, I'm going to be on Haley Welch's podcast.
Me every day.
You're not a viral sensation.
Oh.
Holding all the doors, holding your hand, just as fast as I can.
He doesn't sound like that anymore.
No,
I would hope his voice has changed.
It's dropped. He was singing Roy Orbison, Hank Williams.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I mean, it was, yeah. I'll see you in my dreams.
Yeah, I'd rather hear that than whatever this is. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't sound like that anymore.
This was when he was like 10 or 11, yeah.
I mean, dude, it wasn't good.
What Walmart was he in?
Probably somewhere where he's from.
Like Kentucky, I think.
Is he from Kentucky down there?
I think that's it, yeah.
Is he married to his cousin
My
yet?
my brother's ex-girlfriend is from the same hometown, so like knows Mason or whatever, yeah. Kinda
Okay, so you got a connection. That's why you knew the guy.
yeah.
Okay. I was like, well, how do you know these people?
I think what we should have, by the way, in the future, since the callers and texters love the script, we should have one person call in and give their script.
Ooh, I like that.
Because I think one thing that this show is relatable to is like everybody has their predictions, but no one ever really remembers them, right? Like a lot of times at the water cooler at like Friday, you're like, oh man, I could just see Mahomes going off, and then like somebody will come up and be, hey Randy, remember when you said that was going to happen? You're like, oh, I did say that, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like and maybe the text line can agree, 913-586-7965. If you want to be part of the script, you could. It would be fun.
Yeah, we could come up with like a fun way to decide the caller or something. That'd be good.
First one in.
First come, first serve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knuckleheads is a great venue.
Yeah, it is.
I've never been
Yeah.
inside of it. Very cool. Good food menu. I didn't get anything to eat because I ate before, but man, they had like the soft pretzel with cheese.
Mm-hmm. With what?
Cheese.
Too hard to say cheese?
No, I just cut some things off.
Gee.
Like I say, moit.
Instead of,
Because I don't like the S in that word.
Instead of what?
he doesn't want to say it.
What's the word?
Moist.
Oh, moist? Why do people hate that word?
I know people
My
hate it,
wife doesn't like it either. Moist. Moist. I mean, moist. It's moist. Who doesn't like a moist pumpkin bread? Why do you not? Why do people not like the word moist?
I don't know.
Like, why does it? It does. Like, people go, ugh. Why?
You give this guy an inch, he takes a whole football field.
Speaking of you've never done that.
No.
Moist. Why does that bother people? Seriously, like, why does that word moist?
Why does this remind me of the scene of
bother
Meet the
people?
Parents when he's on the plane?
Moist.
Ugh.
Like, what do you think of when you hear the word moist? I think of a nice,
think
like
the
a
guy that-
pumpkin loaf or a zucchini bread or something that is delicious.
I
like
think of the
that.
guy's forehead at Golden Corral cutting the prime rib.
Oh, that's moist. That's just sweaty.
Big
But
time moist.
Like I don't look at him and go, "You're moist." I look at him and go, "You're sweaty." Like do you look at people and go, "That guy's moist"?
I am after the Chiefs win on Sunday.
Well, maybe.
Especially when my parlays hit.
You know, you're moist. I mean, like, I don't know. I just think it's weird to use for a person. I think it's good to use for pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
Brownies. You like a moist brownie?
Okay.
Right?
Bob's moist is like biscuits and gravy. That's where he cringes.
No, it doesn't make me cringe. I just ignore it. Like, I don't know that there's a word out there that makes me cringe.
I can think of a few.
There's now examples of things like smelling that guy's flip-flop that'll make me cringe.
You know that thing's moist.
That's moist. Oh, yeah, you know that's
dude.
moist. But it's not the moistness that's the stench.
Ugh.
Or that somebody who left the dirty snot tissue. That's a moist tissue that's back there in the production studio.
Oh, boy. We get back into Raider Hater, and we get into our cover 2 over the weekend on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, here comes the weekend, folks, and you know what's going to be happening. You're going to be out driving along, and all of a sudden, boom, you're going to blow a tire. Or maybe your car breaks down, or maybe you go out to start the car tomorrow morning, and it just doesn't start. Well, you need to call my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow. The problem is you just don't know when you're going to need the guys at Jay's Southland Tow, so you need to be prepared. That's why I want you to put their number in your phone right now. 816-779-4TOW. Boom. Put it in your phone and forget about it. But when you do have that car trouble, they will be there to help you, like they were for me a couple of months ago on a Friday. Blew a tire. Called Jay's Southland Tow. It's 5:20 in the afternoon. By 6 o'clock, I was up and running and really, really great and ready to go. Jay's Southland Tow helped me out of that jam. But I didn't know I was going to be in that jam, but I had their number in my phone and called them right away. 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Whether you're north, south, east, or west, anywhere in the Kansas City metro, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments and Tammy from the Westin. It's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
The IRS is ramping up collection, and if you owe back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, listen carefully. Before it's too late, check your eligibility for the Fresh Start program still offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax problems. Call our special hotline number now and find out in minutes if you qualify for these life-changing debt reduction programs. Business or personal, if you're in a payment plan with no end in sight, have unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to know your options, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief and stop collections immediately. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau with a 5-star rating from Yelp, this veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. Call their hotline number now, 800-554-6899. That's 800-554-6899. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-554-6899 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
MD Anderson Cancer Center is again ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals rankings. Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always building.
Bowling Warehouse has taken over KC with a mashup of football, bowling, drinks, and fun.
And with 3 15-foot televisions in the hottest bar in town, there's absolutely no better place for watch parties, get-togethers, and happy hours. And what could be better than splashing down pins at your next business event or private party? Plus, Fulling Warehouse KC is convenient for everyone off 435 and State Line. Whether it's a fun night out or a way for your organization to unwind, make your reservation now at FullingWarehouseKC.com. It's time to full around and find out.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, Belton into Grandview. 49 northbound is very slow. You hit delays a little past Missouri 58, and it stays heavy up towards Missouri 150 with an accident blocking 2 left lanes. Traffic just getting by on the shoulder right now. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty here on 96.5 The Fan. I hope you're enjoying your beautiful scenery of a very beautiful fall day. A lot of good fall colors.
Yeah, beautiful out there right now. Drive down Ward Parkway. That may be the most beautiful fall scene in all of Kansas City. And after last night's rain, everything's moist. It's great.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into the cover 2 at about 8:25, where we tell you the 2 things we are watching this weekend outside of the Chiefs game.
Moist.
Somebody says when they hear the word moit, it makes me think of Dusty's moan. Okay. But no, we talked about earlier today about the Chiefs and the Raiders. And I find it weird that people hate the Chiefs because I would totally understand it.
What's hateable about them?
Winning.
Other than winning.
Yeah.
Other than winning. What's hateable about
having a cheat code at quarterback, having the cheat code at head coach? I think that, you envy, which envy is just, I don't know. Hate is just love disguised by jealousy.
Oh, no question. Yeah. And I think that's ultimately what it is because, certain teams, like, you could hate certain people on certain teams. Like, Bill Belichick cheated, right? Like, Tom Brady cheated, right? Michael Jordan played baseball. I understand why people hate, like, certain people, right? But there's nothing to hate about Patrick Mahomes. There's nothing to hate about Andy Reid. Like, they're genuinely great human beings who are just, awesome, and you want to hang out with them and be around them and root for them. Like, there are teams like that you can easily hate for obvious reasons. Deshaun Watson, you can hate that guy because he's a creep. Watson, there's just nothing hateable about this team, and I think that's part of the narrative that's going along with this is like people are just throwing their hands up and they're just giving in now because they do realize that the Chiefs are just good. They're not a hateable organization.
Yeah, go to Denver, Los Angeles, or anywhere else that the Chiefs play and beat people senselessly all the time and ask them that question. But again, it's not like the Chiefs ever do the talking.
You got the Jordan rules, and I'm calling out from now on, as long as I'm here, the Patrick Mahomes rules. So you remember when Jordan was going through it with the Pistons, all those guys in the 80s before he came, Michael Jordan and Air Jordan, the Pistons used to whoop his. Anytime he came to the home, elbows, feeling them, love taps. We touched them. We're in the head mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm touching you.
Mm-hmm. Roddy White had this to say about the Chiefs on Josina Anderson's.
The NFL has been very favorable to the Kansas City Chiefs. They should appreciate it. Because I'm telling you, man, they could, right now, they could be 1-5.
Could be 1-5, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get...
Wait, I just don't understand they could be 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
Where? Which games?
I mean, I guess realistically they could be 3-2.
Well, they could be 0-6.
He's going to tell you Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, and one of those last 3. I don't know. I can get to 2-4 in his logic, but not
how.
You lose the Baltimore game, you lose the Cincinnati game, and you lose the Atlanta game.
Atlanta makes right decisions.
They won by 7, which is a blowout in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Then they won the following week.
But those aren't the ones we're talking about.
I mean, I'm just looking at I don't know where we get 1-5.
Hypothetically,
I get it.
1-5. It's not there.
No, it's not.
And then Jack Jones, the defensive back, who had a pick 6 last year on Christmas Day.
Does that kind of help your game, just not having that intimidation by a guy like Mahomes?
No, I ain't intimidated by him.
I mean, I don't think nobody in this locker room intimidated by him. I mean, it's good players all across the league. He a good player, so, you know, we see guys every week, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we focus on us more than we are about him, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but, you know, the media will make a lot about storylines heading in, but is there anything to that, you think, on the Chiefs' end, that they're coming in with a little something extra in the tank?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, of course. I mean, obviously, get back. I mean, the video that we had at the beginning of the year, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot to go into it, but I mean, it's not like we finna back down and turn it down. We gonna, you know, step up and do what we gotta do and do what's necessary to try to come out victorious.
How do you guys kind of match up to that then? If they got something extra, how do you guys bring something extra?
We be more extra than them. As simple as that, you know. We gonna match the energy and then add some energy.
So again, not intimidated, which I kind of love that, right? You shouldn't be intimidated.
You're a grown man, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But you have to be, you know, smart about how you say it.
Of course.
Right? And, you know, maybe you could be like intimidated. No, I mean, you don't want it. You could be like, yeah, you don't ever want to have that mindset. You know, we respect who he is as a quarterback. We know we beat him last year, but, you know, we use that as motivation going forward. Instead, I don't think we're intimidated by anybody. Just ramble. And then Cam Stewart of Sirius whatever.
I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders against the Chiefs. I love this narrative this week. Oh, the Chiefs getting better. Throwing more money on my money pile, my future bets, blah, 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 blah. I get it. The Chiefs are the best team in football. I'll admit it. Did I bet the 49ers like a stooge last week? Yes. Did I expect Brock Purdy to throw those interceptions? No. Did I expect Deebo Samuel not to play? No. But here's the deal. The Raiders always play these guys tough. I don't give up. And when I see Patrick Mahomes doing his little stupid dance around the sideline, I want somebody to put him on his ass, and I want him to stay down.
What dance
Stop
is Patrick
letting
Mahomes?
this guy run the show. Stop being friendly to this team.
What he did last week in San Francisco, the little fakes and all that sort of thing.
Oh, that's considered a dance now instead of just a good football move and like deking somebody. Like in hockey, we used to call that a deke, right? Like you deke the guy. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. A little hockey involved there with Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't call that a dance. I would call that being smarter than everybody else. And for that guy right there, you're an idiot. Continuing to put money on bets against the Chiefs is a stupid move. And if you really, really want to make smart bets, bet on the Chiefs to win every single week. I know it's probably not going to be a great payout just betting the money line, but at the end of the day, you're going to be in the positive. You're going to be in the black, as they like to call it, if you have the opportunity to bet on the Chiefs every week to win on the money line. You're going to make money on that. And so for those folks who continually bet against the Chiefs because they think it's due or it's going to happen, you're wasting your money. Just give me your $20. Give me your $30 or whatever the case may be that you're going to bet against this team to lose because you're just throwing money out the window. This team is on a mission. This team has set goals for themselves. And the one thing that they want to do more than anything else is be the greatest team that has ever lived and the greatest dynasty that's ever lived. You go undefeated and win the Super Bowl, you accomplish those goals. And you know what? Patrick Mahomes wants that more than anybody inside that locker room, more than Andy Reid. I don't think Andy Reid, we go undefeated, great. We don't, no big deal. We win the Super Bowl, great. No, but you know how Andy is, very, very understated. But this matters for Patrick Mahomes. And that's where we get back to the conversation we had earlier about Patrick Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers and leadership versus not leadership and guys wanting to play with Patrick Mahomes and not with Aaron Rodgers. If the organization and the players in this locker room know and understand how important this is for Patrick Mahomes and his legacy, they will go out there and they will run the table because Patrick's not going to say, hey, for my legacy, I need to go 17-0. But I think this organization knows if we want him to pass Tom Brady now, go undefeated in the regular season, win a Super Bowl, you've passed Tom Brady. You've done something that nobody else in this era has been able to do, save the 72 Dolphins, and they don't count. They played a 14-game schedule and one playoff game. So you go 17-0, you win the Super Bowl. It changes the franchise's legacy, yes, but it also changes the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. It immediately makes him the greatest quarterback that's ever played in this league. And I believe that the guys inside that locker room feel that they owe that to Patrick Mahomes. And so they're going to go out there and they're going to play at a level that they haven't played at before in the regular season in order to make sure that Patrick Mahomes is the head of the history books when it comes to who the greatest quarterback is in the NFL. And when you have a guy that everybody wants to win for, like Patrick Mahomes, and win with, they go out there and they execute. That's why these people on the national level that just continue to talk about ways that the Chiefs are going to lose and who's going to beat the Chiefs and all this kind of stuff, it may be giving you content, but it's all gobbledygook. It's nonsense because the Chiefs aren't losing.
Take the gabagool. You know what makes that even sweeter if they go undefeated, win a Super Bowl? Other than passing the Patriots' legacy and Tom Brady? You know who has to crown the Chiefs three-peat champions?
Who?
Tom Brady.
Are they doing the Super Bowl this year?
Fox is doing the Super Bowl.
Oh, even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you thought John Elway giving Mahomes the trophy and Andy Reid was sweet.
Yeah.
Imagine the Chiefs winning a three-peat on an undefeated season, and Tom Brady goes, there it is, your new three-peat champions, undefeated team, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Doing two things that Tom Brady was never able to do.
I feel like if the Chiefs go undefeated, everybody from that 72 Dolphins team would just die.
They're miserable old men.
They just sit around waiting for every team to finally lose their first game. And then they 14-game season.
Go to bed, Grandpa.
Forever.
Let's have a champagne toast, but it's prune juice now because I pooped myself.
Let's get to the cover, too. Oh, wait. Thanks for listening. Okay.
All right.
No, we do this every week. Cover 2, not sponsored yet, but somebody could step up. Normally there's NFL
Based
music.
on this, who the hell would want to?
Oh, man. Clean it up. Cover 2, I'll start this one. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. My cover 2 this weekend, no surprise, Caleb Williams is number 1. He comes off of a bye week versus a very good team in the Washington Commanders. I don't know yet if Jalen Daniels is going to play. Obviously, they will evaluate him today. Essentially, if he practices today, he's going to play on Sunday. Commanders and Bears, big game. If Daniels doesn't play, it shows that he can if Caleb Williams can win. That means that Caleb Williams can prove to everybody he truly belongs in the Rook of the Year conversation. The Bears want to prove they can stay in the hunt in the NFC North. Minnesota loses again last night.
Minnesota done?
No, not at all.
5-2.
No, they're not done at all.
In that division?
It's tough, but they still
3 teams are going to make it.
Yeah. But in the NFC North, you win. You kind of give fight that you're still there. You're competing with everybody else in your division, Packers, Lions, Vikings as well, in that NFC North gauntlet. And a win versus a big team like Washington will be a shot in the arm for Mr. Williams as his race for Rookie of the Year against Mr. Daniels continues. I'm really hoping that they both play. I would love to see that. That's a noon game. That's got all my attention, even though Red Zone, I guarantee you Hansen will be on that every single minute of every single opportunity. The other one is Miami. Miami's getting stale fast, man. Why? Because they're getting closer and closer to becoming the most hated team to me in the NFL. Tyreek Hill is cringy, constantly tweeting. Then he's like, strike the band's back together, start me in fantasy.
You know, when they say the people who talk a lot, they're trying to distract from everything else. Like Tyreek Hill knows they're in such a bad situation. He's trying to distract everybody.
Tua's back. I understand people don't believe in the Guardian Cat, but again, it may not be the safest thing in the world, but at least it's an attempt to try something, and Tua's like, nah, I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Well, I do want to worry about you because I've seen you lying helplessly on the field 3 times in your career already, and you're not even 30 years old. Not only that, at practice the other day, they were playing that I Put That Blank On by Antonio Brown, who we all know what his mantra is on Twitter, like CTE, whatever it is.
CTESPN.
Yeah, he leans into it. He's a terrible person. And they're playing his song at a practice during a quarterback who just came out of concussion protocol for 6 weeks.
Gross.
I can't feel sympathy anymore, though, for Tua.
Especially with the whole team leaning into it. And then I wanted to like Mike McDaniels. I really, really did. But now he just gives me the kind of vibe of like the substitute teacher that's not really sticking to the script of what the teacher left him. He's just trying to be cool with the students. I think he wants to be Sean McVay in a very, very bad way. He doesn't wear the joggers like McVay did last night. He looked a lot better wearing them. And I really just hope Kyler and the Birds blow him out. Coming off a big win against the Chargers on Monday night. It is a short week, far travel, Arizona to Tampa Bay to Miami. But look, beat Miami. It's just, to me, it's rotten. It's no longer fun. It's not a story that I care about. I thought the offense was fun a couple years ago. So I'm hoping the Cardinals get the job done. So I'm watching Caleb Williams against Washington. Hopefully Daniels plays so I can watch both of them. And then I'm just trying to see the train derail in Miami because a team that everybody felt sorry for and was kind of like hoping they'd do the right thing. You're playing Antonio Brown's music. You're not really addressing the situation in the room. You don't care. And it's old, and it's stale, and it's rotten, and I'm over it. So I hope the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray go out there and blow them out.
Yeah, I think for the Miami situation, I'm not going to feel sorry for Tua anymore. You're taking now matters into your own hands, and I don't agree with the fact that Tua's playing. I'm not a doctor, but I have a conscience, and I know consciously, it is not right for Tua to be playing in the NFL anymore. Now, play at your own risk, sir. And if I'm the NFL, I'm canceling his insurance at this point in time.
And my bad, the Bears in Washington, they play at 325. They flexed.
They flexed that game.
Yeah, that's right. My bad.
That game has been flexed to a later game. Yeah. But my cover 2 this weekend, the first one I'm going to be watching is Baltimore versus Cleveland. And the reason why I'm going to be paying attention to this one is, again, I'd like to see Cleveland lose, but also I'm now interested in Baltimore. I heard this week from Mike Greenberg on ESPN that there's no way he thinks the Baltimore Ravens are ever going to lose a game with Derrick Henry.
Listen, I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys. All that making fun of me you did when I said he's the MVP of the league. And oh no, everyone yelled at me. He's not even the MVP on his own team. Derrick Henry is the difference. You watch that team with him, they are markedly different. Lamar is brilliant. He's been brilliant a long time. This team is markedly different because of that
You remember? Hold on. You remember?
So Lamar's not the MVP of his team just because he's been good for a long time? No, I mean, he threw 5 touchdown passes.
Henry
I want to focus on.
In the same way that Randy Moss was the difference when he came to New England. Tom Brady was already a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But that elevated everything, basically to the point of being unstoppable.
Yes.
And that's what this guy has done. If this guy is healthy, nobody beats the Ravens.
Even though he was healthy and he had 2 losses to start the season, he's not the MVP because they're 4-2. The Chiefs are 6-0. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. So Mike Greenberg told me this team is never losing. I'm going to see what they want to do against the Cleveland Browns this weekend and see how good Baltimore can really be now that the pressure's on, because everybody's talking about the Ravens. How do they play as a 4-2 team versus an 0-2 team? And then the other game, Tennessee versus Detroit. Detroit is the biggest favorite they've ever been since 1996.
What is it, like 11.5?
Mac wasn't even born the last time the Lions were this big a favorite.
That's true.
1996, you have to go back to the last time the Lions were they 10.5 point favorites.
It's 11.5.
Is it up to 11.5 now? I saw 10.5 the other day. But the biggest favorite they've been in almost 30 years.
Chiefs now 9.5.
9.5 point favorites. That's good. That's much better than the 10.
And yeah, they're up to 11.5.
11.5 point favorites. So, like I said, the biggest favorite ever.
Wow.
I think Baltimore and Detroit are the 2 teams that obviously could go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. So I'm going to be watching those 2 teams from here on out to see how good they really are and to see how good Detroit's going to be without Aiden Hutchinson in that lineup on a consistent basis, right? They were good last week. They played Minnesota, tough fought game.
Williams either.
Yeah, I know. And that guy being out, too, now changes the dynamic a little bit. So maybe Minnesota isn't out of it, right? Because Detroit, I don't think they're going to lose to Tennessee.
Sam Laporta stock.
But
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously.
To the moon.
Finally.
Right. So he's going to finally get some catches, right? So it's going to be interesting to watch Detroit because I do think they're the best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Can they beat the Chiefs? I'm not ready to say that yet, especially with Aiden Hutchinson not in the lineup.
Well, yeah, and it's like if they can't rush the passer against the Titans, I know Aiden Hutchinson, but then they may be on the move for a pass rusher, so that's definitely
they better
something to
hurry
keep
up because we're 8 9 8 7 I don't know. Tuesday is 7, so 8.
So they can
9,
watch Sunday, then
days.
they've got 48 hours after Sunday to really make a decision if they're going to go for it.
It's also fun to root for Detroit.
It is.
Like
It is.
They're
absolutely.
It's like
they're a
before
great-
the Chiefs won.
They're a good story. Myself included, hand to the sky. I laughed and mocked Dan Campbell on the kneecap. I was
Everybody
like,
did,
I was like, this guy's not going to work.
Right.
He's too intense. I was wrong. I was way wrong. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown's story. He knows every receiver drafted ahead of him and their school. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be by the end of the season RB1 in all sorts of fantasy leagues, dynasty, full point, half point standard. And they're just a fun team, and I like rooting for them, and it's going to make it so much sweeter when the Chiefs be in the Super Bowl and then become that much more hated.
I think we all like rooting for them because they've always been so bad, and you kind of felt bad. And then Thanksgiving rolls around, and you watch them on Thanksgiving, it just feels right, and then you forget about the Lions, and they're never on national TV.
And then you think the slipper's going to fall off, and it hasn't.
And it hasn't this year, right? And I think they're the best team in the NFC. We'll see if they're able to keep that up.
No question.
And they got those black jerseys.
And the black jerseys add to it as well. Like,
Sexy.
you see those uniforms, but their uniforms top to bottom, start to finish, beginning to end, they may be the best uniforms in the NFL. All told.
Pinkley's in the house.
I told you he wouldn't be here till about this time.
Nailed it.
Cincinnati's season's on the line yet again. Okay, it's basically going to be that way for the rest of the year.
As long as they keep winning. As soon as they lose, I think it's done.
I bet you're rooting for them this weekend.
Who do they have this week?
He'll tell you.
The Jets?
They host the Philadelphia Eagles. this weekend.
Actually, I'll root for Philadelphia. In this
What?
one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah, eliminate the Bengals. Get rid of them. Kick
That's
them
fair.
to the curb.
That's fair. They have to win this game. So where are they? They're trying to see. Just
3-5.
They're 3-5. So if they don't win this game, they get the Ravens at Baltimore in 2 weeks. All of a sudden, you're 4-7. You got to go undefeated the rest of the year. I think you'd be done. So
What
those
are they right now? 3-5.
3-5.
So they lose this weekend. They're 3-6, right?
Yeah. And
so
at that
they would
point-
have to win 3 more games just to get back to even.
Yeah, that's one way to think about it. To me, you got to win 10 games to get in the playoffs. If you're 3-6, you got to go 7-1 the rest of the season. That's a lot to ask. So you need to win this weekend if you're Cincinnati. Yeah, and honestly, I'll be rooting for the Birds as well, even though I hate Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I don't like anything about them,
No,
but I
hate it.
want the Bengals to be just
Done.
out.
I'm done. I don't want to talk about them
I'm
anymore.
rooting for Cincinnati. I want Nick Sirianni done more than I want Cincinnati
I
done.
think he's done either way at the end of this season. Like I think
so.
You know, you don't fire a coach. Loser organizations fire these coaches mid-season. Like the Jets are a prime example. They'll let him finish this thing out, and then they'll get rid of him at the end of the year.
Okay, so they're 3-4.
3-4.
Cincinnati 3-4, so they can get to 500 right now.
Oh,
So
the Bengals are 3-4.
3-4. Yep, changes a little bit.
But still 3-5. Then you're looking at week 10 before you're even back.
And you got to play at Baltimore. You got to play the Steelers twice, which isn't as much of a gimme as maybe some thought. And then now we're at this point in the NFL season where we are seeing repeat matchups. So you can tell we're kind of getting into the midst of this. Falcons versus Bucks a few weeks ago, one of the best Thursday night football games of all time. Kirk threw for over 500 yards. Well, those two teams are playing again this weekend. A little bit different of a story now. I want to see Baker without his weapons. Like everyone's crowning him. Listen, I was wrong on Baker. I said he was a backup quarterback 2 years ago. One of my worst takes in the NFL in history. But, okay, he's great.
At least
Fine.
you admit your bad takes.
Yeah,
Some people stand by
It's a
them.
bad take.
Yeah.
It's a bad take. One of my best friends, a Bucks fan, he's never let me live it down. I get it. But now
look-
he's got his 2 Pro Bowlers are out. What can you do?
Yeah, he's not Patrick Mahomes. Don't
Exactly.
expect much.
What
Like,
can you do?
Nobody else in
Feed
this
the
league.
local kid. Feed the local kid who plays running back.
Nobody else in
Yeah.
this league can do what Patrick Mahomes can do with
Not
no
even
weapons,
close.
right? And so, like, if this were the Chiefs and they lost Evans and Godwin, I'd be like, they'll be fine.
They'll work it out.
They
They
got
did.
Mahomes.
They lost
got-
Hollywood Brown and Rasheed Rice.
And they've been fine.
Exactly.
Now, they're not Evans and Godwin,
Right.
but, I mean, they're the 1 and 2
The
wide
1 and 2.
receivers.
They lost their 1s and 2s, right, as they say. But Baker Mayfield's not that guy for me. That
you are
I
not
think,
that guy.
Like I look at Baker Mayfield, I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter that he doesn't have Godwin and he doesn't have Evans. He's going to be just fine. Oh, and by the way, you don't have Andy Reid standing on the side. I don't even know who their offensive coordinator is.
I don't
Not
know
that
who
I
it is
care.
either,
I wouldn't
yeah.
know the name anyway. It's not the guy with the Kangol hat on anymore, who drove a taxi cab and then went down
Kangol?
there. The Kangol.
Oh.
So I just don't think, like, I can't use the same logic that I use for the why not, Bob? Because
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is better than everybody else. Baker Mayfield is a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a superstar.
So Bob covers Baltimore versus Cleveland and Detroit. I cover Caleb Williams and Miami. And Matt covers Cincinnati and the Falcons versus Bucks.
Let's do it.
Coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have our Richer of the Week. And then coming up at 9:15, Jay Binkley joins us for the Roundtable. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
We interrupt with a special report from the Missouri Lottery. With a new millionaire every 8.1 days last year, there's no shortage of Missouri Lottery winners. However, there is currently a shortage of confetti. This may impact all confetti-related activities, hullabaloos, whoop-de-doos, jamborees, shebangs, and any and all festive goings-ons. Rest assured, Missouri Lottery winners will receive a single confetto with every big win for the time being. We apologize for the shortage, but not the winning. Thus concludes this report from the Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome. Play responsibly.
Neighbors getting new roofs due to hail damage this year? Then you're a likely candidate for a new roof, too. Century Roofing, voted best roofing company in Johnson County 3 years straight, is giving back this holiday season. For all roof repair and replacement contracts signed before the end of the year, Century Roofing will donate a portion of proceeds to benefit Operation Breakthrough, which helps KC kids in need. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for an inspection today. That's CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
When it comes to car buying, you deserve options. So at Volkswagen Lease Summit, we have 3 incredible promotions to pick from. Choose no payments for 90 days, 0% APR for up to 60 months, or we'll double your down up to $3,000. Pick out your car, then pick your promo at VWLeaseSummit.com.
It's Derek Johnson, and this season, Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are awarding one lucky school a $15,000 facilities enrichment grant. Tell us in 100 words why your school deserves the grant at helpmymokenschool.com and make this the best school season ever.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the Jack-O-Lanterns, here with a front porch view of Target's Halloween deals, like Best House on the Block trick-or-treat candy starting at $5.99.
Sweet. Don't forget, can't wait to wear it costumes from $15.
Can't wait to see it. Oh, and decorating and pumpkin carving kits for $5.
That's how I got my big toothy grin.
This week only, trick-or-treat candy starts at $5.99, costumes from $15, and decorating and pumpkin carving kits for $5. Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Restrictions apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
O'Reilly.
Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Community America Credit Union. Member owned, open to all, invested in you.
Join 96.5 The Fan's Dusty Likens today from 11 to 1 at Community America's branch off 7 Highway in Blue Springs. It's the Red Friday tailgate. Take photos with Chiefs cheerleaders Casey Wolf, score Chiefs gear, and win tickets to the next Chiefs game. All at Community America's branch in Blue Springs.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Belton into Grandview, 49 northbound. You may see some lingering delays making your way up towards Missouri 58 and then off again on again up past 155th Street. But the earlier accidents have cleared. A bit of a slowdown in Olathe, 35 northbound, heavy approaching Santa Fe. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It's a new day. It's a Friday. It's a Red Friday. It's a Raider Hater Friday.
Don't go outside.
Is it cold?
Oh, it's beautiful, but a cow farted again up in Iowa.
No. Really?
It smells like a dirty grease trap outside.
That's not good.
It's...
You went outside during that break?
I had to get something out. Like, I'm getting my car switched out because I had some work done. So,
There's a huge blank cloud coming. I think I smell it. Shout out Kingpin. Great movie. I don't want to get Munson in the middle of nowhere.
You will if you go outside and smell the air again, man. That cow up in Iowa, you got to stop farting.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, I'll be at a Community American Credit Union building in Blue Springs, my hometown. Shout out to the hometown Wildcats. They play Liberty North tonight, thanks to the text line. Anybody listening to Blue Springs, let me get on the field. Let me just watch the game from the field perspective. They let me do it one time. I want to do it again.
Just walk out there like. That'd be fun.
Do you know who I am?
No, just go at me. There's fathers out there all the time thinking they're the coach and think you can walk out there.
My kid's number 15.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pops.
No, there is a World Series game tonight.
Game one.
Not that anybody cares.
I think it's going to get good ratings finally. I think it's going to be one of the highest rated World Series that we've seen.
Yeah, it's Dodgers and Yanks. Garrett Cole on the mound versus Buehler, I believe. Is that right?
Is it Walker Buehler? Is he the guy? I think it is.
I should probably do my homework.
Man, what's it matter? It's like we're going to sit here and break down Walker Buehler versus Garrett Cole. I mean, if you want that, I'm sure there's somebody out there doing that later
Jack
today.
Flaherty.
Oh, Flaherty's getting the start. Even better.
Yeah. Mid-season acquisition.
Yeah, nice pickup for the Dodgers. They were going with a bullpen game, I thought, because that's what they do in the playoffs in L.A.
But I don't care. I will rather watch high school football. I'd rather watch whatever college football game's on tonight. I probably won't watch much of this game. And it's not sour plums. It's not anything like that.
No, you're a sports fan, and this is how sports goes other than football if it's not your team.
And it's not the fact that the Royals lost to the Yankees. The Yankees are a better team. It is what it is. They lost. They made the playoffs. I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I just simply don't care. Like, I don't care.
Would you care who it was other than the Royals, though, in the World Series? I think and it's fine to say no. I mean,
I definitely wouldn't watch if it was Cleveland versus the Mets.
Right, Cleveland Mets, nobody's tuning in.
But I'm
that.
like you. It's you gave a great analogy, I think, either this week or last week, where you're like, it's like college basketball, March Madness. Like, once your team's out, you're out.
You're out.
Now,
once your bracket's done, you're out.
Now, you can bet, which is fun, but I in the World Series, I would only want a live bet. I can't do that in Missouri unless we vote yes on 2. But Dodgers, Yankees, who do you hate more?
Well, I think I hate the term hate because I was talking to actually somebody about this the other day, and it goes back to the hating of the Chiefs. Like, why do you hate the Chiefs? You hate the Chiefs because they win all the time, right? There's nobody hateable on the Chiefs. There's people that are hateable on the Yankees and the Dodgers. We all know that. But I think what it is that so many people in baseball have been turned off by the Dodgers and the Yankees because they took advantage of a broken system in baseball. And when people say to me, I hate the Yankees because they spend all this money, I say, no, you hate the way baseball is set up. You hate the fact that certain teams in baseball can spend $300 million on their payroll.
No, I hate the
certain
Yankees.
people can spend $100 million on their payroll. If this was football and it was all even, the New York teams don't register in the NFL for the most part. The L.A. teams don't register for the most part in the NFL. You have teams in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, Cincinnati, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. You know, all of these smaller market, smaller city teams that have an opportunity every year to compete on the same level as the New York teams, as the LA teams, as the team in Dallas does. You know, these smaller teams have that opportunity because of the way baseball is set up. If baseball was set up the way that football was, I think that people would probably be more interested in the World Series regardless of who was in it. But I think that ultimately the system in baseball has gotten to be so broken for a lot of people that they've just given up on the game.
No, I just hate the Yankees. I hate everything about them. I hate their stadium. I hate their little chant that they do where they say everybody's name. I hate Jazz Chisholm. Again, I think hate's fine in sports.
It's fine. Have the hatred.
I don't like their jerseys. Their jerseys suck.
It's the most iconic jersey in all of sports.
That's like your opinion, man.
It's like the #1 brand in the world, you know? It's like...
I kind of have a soft spot for the Dodgers because I think Sandlot's one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Benny the Jet Rodriguez is one of my favorite characters in baseball because of who he is as a person in the movie. I know that they all became like weirdos in life, but Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Are you talking about real life or are you talking about movie? Like,
if you go look at the Sandlot characters, what happened to
really?
them? Oh, yeah. Smalls went to jail. Yeah, went to jail. Like, they're all, anyways. But like, the Dodger hat was like iconic in that movie. And I had a Dodgers hat when I was a kid because I thought I was Benjamin the Jet Rodriguez. I still want a pair of PF Flyers. Like, I want a pair so bad. And, like, I'd be okay if the Dodgers won. I don't care, but just not the Yankees. Even though I do stand on business with believing that the Yankees will win the World Series.
Yeah, and
I think they win in 6.
And I think they will. I think it's going to be a good World Series. I think there's going to be moments because you've got two of the most iconic players in baseball. I mean, you could say more, but Judge and Ohtani. I mean, let's call it what it is. Those are your two brand name players in baseball. You got your brand name players finally on the biggest stage in baseball, which is what every sport wants. That's why Patrick Mahomes, it's great for the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl. He's your brand. He is your league. Judge and Ohtani have become the face of Major League Baseball right now. It's good for baseball. Like, I think people always use this, baseball's dead, baseball's dying, and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
and
it's
not, though. That's factually wrong. It's just not dying. I mean, the TV ratings have been great. Stadium attendance has been great. More people are coming back to the ballpark and watching baseball now. I think people love the new rules. It's not dying. I hate when people say that because it's not. It's factually wrong to say that baseball is a dying sport when you look at what goes on. Ratings are down in everything but the NFL because there's so many other options out there now as well. If we just had channels 4, 5, 9, and whatever, then baseball would get a huge number. Football would get a huge number. All sports would get a huge number. But locally, baseball is as healthy as it's ever been, unless you're the White Sox.
It's healthier than it was in 98?
Yeah, I think so because I think in
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think in 1998 people were still talking about the steroids. They were, and obviously
the break out to like
McGuire's
2000. 98 was the home run race.
I'm sorry, the strike. I mean, the people were still coming off the strike, and people still talk about the strike today as to why they're turned off by baseball. But baseball's not. I mean, look at the revenues that baseball's generating right now. It's the second most watched sport in America, and again, facts. People think, basketball is more popular. You look at these studies that people do of the most popular sports, the most watched sports, the most engaged sports. The NFL is by far number one. There's nobody even close. But Major League Baseball always comes in number 2. And so I think Major League Baseball is happy, obviously, that the Dodgers and the Yankees are there because they get their faces on the national stage. The networks are happy. And I think it's probably going to be the highest rated World Series we've seen probably in a very, very, I can't remember the last, maybe the Cubs and Indians back in the day. In 2016 was a pretty highly rated World Series, but I think this has got the opportunity to set some records in the last 20 years for how many people tune in to watch this thing. Because people will watch with hate, people will watch with love, and people will watch to see the stars of the game. And Ohtani's first appearance in the postseason has been a World Series appearance for him. It's his first appearance. Like, the world's going to be watching Shohei Ohtani, and then Aaron Judge, people are going to be waiting, can he ever have a big moment when it matters?
Which I think what you're describing are like outliers for why everything you're defending. You have the entire Japan culture watching because of Ohtani. And then you have East and West Coast bias. Like, you have two of the major markets in the United States that are going to be locked into this World Series. Which is why it will be that way. So,
but I think when you have a team like the Yankees and the Dodgers, there's no middle ground. Like, nobody goes, I'm okay with the Yankees or I'm okay with the Dodgers. There's legit hatred or love on both sides for that. And I think that's good. Like, if the Indians make the World Series, the Astros are a bad example because everybody hates them too. The Rangers or the Diamondbacks last year's, you're like, whatever, it doesn't bother me.
Right.
But you have a true feeling for the Yankees or for the Dodgers.
Two great points here from the text line before we go to the break and come back with Picture of the Week. Why do the Yankees sell jerseys with names on the back? That's not authentic.
I hate that.
It's not authentic.
So other people hate, like, I think it looks stupid.
And then from the 816, Mr. Kaufman loved the Dodgers, and that's a big part of why the Royals jerseys look like the Dodgers.
100%.
Screw the Yankees.
Yeah, it's 100% why he did that. Yep, he wanted to be a class organization like L.A. and stole their uniform.
Plus, if there's one player that I can root for out of anybody on both these rosters, it's Mookie Betts.
Betts is a great player. Isn't
Love
he?
that guy.
God, he's great.
What's a worse trade, Boston trading Babe Ruth or Mookie Betts? Boston's franchise has not been the same in baseball since they traded Mookie Betts. It has not been the same. And when they traded Babe Ruth, it took them 100 years to get a World Series.
86 years. I mean,
what's your talent?
That's a great topic. I wonder if they discussed that in Boston. Like, that's...
I'm sure. I mean, you got rid of Mookie Betts.
I would say, like, Babe Ruth probably the second greatest behind Ohtani. I think it's safe to say Ohtani's the greatest.
Would you rather go
player,
Ohtani, Betts, or Judge Soto? Who would you rather have two batters up in the ninth inning to win the World Series?
Oh, Ohtani and Betts, there's no question. Because you can't rely on Judge. Soto is, That guy's going to cash. It's his birthday today, too.
Oh, feliz cumpleaños a ti.
How many home runs is he going to hit?
I don't know. He was amazing in that ALCS. God. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. Coming up on the other side, Richard of the Week on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Creed. Are You Ready Tour with very special guests, 3 Doors Down and Mammoth WVH. November 6th, T-Mobile Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with 3 Doors Down and Mammoth WVH on the Are You Ready Tour.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the rock holiday tradition returns. Saturday, December 7th, 2 shows, T-Mobile Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Bring the whole family to the all-new show. Soaring guitars, dazzling lasers, and enough pyro to keep you warm all season. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra live in concert.
We hear a lot from our patients after we've successfully treated their erectile dysfunction. But one thing we hear the most is, why didn't I get treated sooner? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're suffering with ED and all the emotional and relationship problems it causes, don't wait. Call us today. ED is simply a medical condition like any other. And for most men, it's fully treatable, which means you can get your sex life back. And I'm not talking about sex that's just okay, by the way. I'm talking about good sex with the ability to enjoy intimacy without the anxiety that affects so many men who have ED. In fact, you might find you're performing like you haven't in years. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated thousands of men with protocols that are successful in well over 90% of cases. And we have a variety of treatments and treatment combinations so you can get the one that's right for you. So stop waiting and call us. Your first visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
It's a Red Friday on 96.5 The Fan and the other place, especially with these great game day specials. 8 wings and a basket of tots for $12 plus $4 domestic OP cups. The other place, the next best thing to being at the game.
Right now, 38 states allow sports betting, including 7 of Missouri's neighboring states. Amendment 2 gives Missouri sports fans the freedom to bet on games too, and that will generate over $100 million for our schools. Amendment 2 is endorsed by the Chiefs, Cardinals, Royals, Blues, and Missouri's 2 biggest newspapers, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the Kansas City Star. Here's Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith asking you to vote yes on 2.
Back in my day, I was the wizard of the infield. Now, I'm a grandfather. That's why I'm voting yes on Amendment 2. It means over $100 million for Missouri schools and teachers, and no more broken promises. There's a constitutional guarantee that the money goes to our schools, and legalizing sports betting is great for us fans too. That's why the Royals, Chiefs, Blues, and Cardinals all join me in saying yes on Amendment 2.
Paid for by Winning for Missouri Education, Mike Pridmore, Treasurer.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
I'm cutting you off.
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, serving all of KC.
From maintenance to emergency repairs, Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling will keep you warm when it matters most. Contact us today and stay cozy all season long. Comforting people is what we do. Comfort Systems is right for you. MyComfortSystems.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side, 35 northbound in Olathe, slow rolling from Old 56 Highway up towards Santa Fe with construction in the left lane. K10 eastbound slows from K7 out to Ridgeview with a problem on the right shoulder. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
I want you to bring to the air what you were just doing in break.
Yeah, right.
The TMZ article.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant something else.
No, we're talking about the TMZ. I don't know what else you're talking about.
My bad. This is just in from TMZ Sports. 2 field-level seats behind the dugout for Game 1 of the World Series. They just sold for over $12,000 each, TMZ Sports has learned.
So if you want to take a buddy to a game, you 24 G's to sit in a good seat. The get-in price for this World Series is like
for that.
$1,300.
Gosh.
The get-in price is like $1,300, and that's like an upper deck seat in the middle of nowhere, right? Like that's just to get in the door.
I would just do what those kids did from Angels in the Outfield and climb up the tree with binoculars and just watch.
Remember the kids that used to watch through the fence back in the 19-teens?
Yeah, peeping Toms.
Yeah, so you could do that, but I mean that's expensive, right? That's
priced
capitalism.
out normal fans. Yeah,
but that's the secondary market.
Do you think an athlete paid for that, or do you think like a celebrity paid for that? Because there's going to be a guru of celebrities out there tonight.
Who do you think is the most famous person we see?
Larry David.
Okay.
I think people underestimate how famous Larry David is.
I know, but as I said that, I'm like, well, who you decide is famous is maybe not famous to me, or vice versa, or whatever the case may be.
It'll be interesting to see the stars in both games or both stadiums because, like New York, obviously you'll have all the New York hype.
But I think there'll be more like famous people in LA than there will be in New York, right?
Do the Lakers play tonight?
Oh, have you not seen what's going on in LA tonight? Have you guys not seen this on Twitter?
What's the schedule?
This graphic on Twitter.
This feels like a Jay Leno intro. You see this? You see this guy?
Hey guys, you see this one? So going on in LA tonight, and remember the Dodger game starts at 5:00, which is rush hour. So you've got the Dodger game going on tonight, Dodger-Yankee World Series game at Dodger Stadium. Down the road, you've got the Laker game at the Crypto.com Arena. Straight south of there, USC plays a football game tonight at the Coliseum. There's a concert tonight at the Intuit Dome where the Clippers play. And in that same parking lot at SoFi Stadium, there's a big high school football game tonight. So all of that is going on plus rush hour. Nobody's going anywhere. Like nobody's going to be at these events because nobody's going to be able to get to these events unless you left now. I mean, and I'm being serious about that. Like you got to leave now if you want to get to that game. So
It's 7:00.
Yeah, no, 5:00 LA time is the first pitch. I don't know. The football game
saying
probably
right now
starts at
7, right?
Oh, 7 a.m. Yeah, I mean, why not? Just make sure you're safe. Like, do you realize how much anxiety I would have if I was going to one of those games tonight?
I've already got it here.
And I would be like, you know what? I'm just not going. I'm just
this isn't
staying
worth
at
it.
home. This sucks, with all the traffic and whatnot. So
$2,000 for parking, I see.
I've seen that too. Like that, isn't that insane? People are paying $2,000 to park at the World Series.
Famous Dodger fans: Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Sam Jackson, Kanye West. He won't be there.
No.
David Beckham. Let's see who else. Katie Walsh.
So at Dodger Stadium, I guess they do this thing where Vince Scully used to say, "It's time for Dodger baseball," right? And everybody. Do you know who's saying that tonight at Dodger Stadium?
Who?
AI Vince Scully?
No, I wish that would be great.
No.
I just got goosebumps when you said that. That would be cool.
Jessica Alba, Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh, Kendrick.
Bryan Cranston is the guy.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
So
Nice.
he may end up being the most famous guy out
Yeah.
there. Does anybody not like Bryan Cranston?
Seriously.
Like-
Tuco.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
His
Not
brother-in-law.
fond of each
His
other.
Cat smells like head cheese, bro.
Approval rating is through the roof for
Right? Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston's like universally loved by everybody, isn't he?
Yeah, no one considers him a Richard.
No, not at all.
Who is Charlotte McKinney?
I don't know.
Holy Lord.
Good looking?
Yo, yeah. You want to see?
Yeah. Oh. Who's the guy with her?
That would be the late Gary Marshall.
Oh.
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend.
Oh, wow.
Chance Crawford, Fergie, and Josh Duhamel.
Do you think LeBron goes to the World Series, or do you think he plays for the Lakers tonight?
Come on now. He'll play for the Lakers. Charlie Sheen.
You know he's going to be there game 2, though, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into the Richard of the Week.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
Richard of the Week.
Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You remember for After Hours, we carried it over here to Fescoe and Dusty. It is Richard of the Week. Not sponsored yet, but could be. Somebody could step up. talking to you, Dick Ray, would be a great idea. Or Dick Sporting Goods. You get it. My Richard of the Week, it's a sore subject, but it merits Richard of the Week.
Disturbing allegations of sexual assault abuse against its former CEO.
The investigation, several men, some of them named and on camera, accused Mike Jeffries of exploiting them for sex. Jeffries was CEO from 1992 to 2014 during the height of Abercrombie & Fitch's popularity. In a statement to NBC News, a company spokesperson says it is, quote, appalled by the allegations. Jeffries' attorney declined to comment to NBC.
And it alleges that 12 men are saying that they were involved in or had to help organize sex parties for the former CEO Mike Jeffries and his partner Matthew Smith. Now, some of them saying that they were exploited, that they didn't participate willingly. Some of these men even alleging abuse. And so obviously very serious allegations. They said that these parties happened all over the world in big major cities over a time period between 2009 and 2015. Now, you mentioned that Jeffries' attorney declined to comment on his client's behalf, and he also made a note saying that it's his client's practice not to comment on matters around his personal life. Now, there's also allegations in this report saying that the company paid settlements for Jeffries after allegations of misconduct.
This guy sucks.
Oh, my God.
This guy should burn.
Jeez.
Abercrombie & Fitch will be no more because this guy is a weirdo. You look at his picture.
Is he still the CEO?
Probably not anymore. But it's even worse. I went down a Reddit loophole when I read this story a couple days ago. Just disgusting people in this world. That's a Richard. That's why you hear me every single day on the show go do nice things for people, because there are weirdos and sickos like this in this world. I mean, come on, man. You're taking people out to parties, apparently scalping at stores for guys. There were some stores where they'd make guys be shirtless out front. We should have seen this coming. This guy sucks. He's my Richard of the Week. So, yeah. I hope you have a terrible life, but also be nice to people out there.
That guy does suck. My Richard of the Week is going to go to this gentleman.
Oh, no. As usual, the Kansas City Chiefs did the bare minimum.
No, I'm not.
I didn't even know DeAndre Hopkins was still in the league. He only, 40? He's not even a starter anymore. He gets like 40% of the snaps. Really? That's who you go get.
This is a guy on national radio by the name of Rob Parker. Clearly an uneducated take about what the Chiefs did with DeAndre Hopkins, and had no idea that DeAndre Hopkins was a starter in Tennessee, but had Will Levis as his quarterback. I mean, it was the most low-hanging fruit topic of all time that I've ever heard, that if you're on national radio, you can just get on there and scream ignorance like Rob Parker did. It is the second worst take of all time. We talked about the worst one. You have somebody complaining or saying that Deshaun Watson still should have been the pick over Patrick Mahomes in 2023. But that right there by Rob Parker, that's takes like that are why people sometimes have bad impressions of sports talk radio, because it's uneducated and it's wrong. And there's nothing else I can say about that.
Had about 1,100 yards last year with Malik Willis, Ryan Tannehill, and Will Levis.
Yeah,
so,
Levi's
he's
down
obviously
there.
washed.
Yeah,
Cooked.
he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Uh-huh.
I'll stick with...
That's why I say sometimes I wonder, do these people watch the games? Like on Sunday, what do you think Rob Parker's doing? Playing golf? Or is he watching the games, or is he just reading a box score the next night?
Not watching.
Yeah, absolutely not watching.
God.
We've listened to some bad Chiefs takes. This is another one from Cam Stewart. I truncated it. He said a lot about, the Raiders' history and all these things, but he said something about Mahomes that caught my eye. This is why he's my Richard of the Week.
The Raiders always play these guys tough. I don't give up. And when I see Patrick Mahomes doing his little stupid dance around the sideline, I want somebody to put him on his ass, and I want him to stay down.
Now, I know they probably didn't mean any, thing malicious by that, but I don't know. If you... you're Richard.
No,
and you got me fired up.
Mike Florio became a public enemy in Kansas City because he said they should hurt Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl.
That's what this guy's insinuating.
That's what this guy's insinuating as well. It's gotten to the point where nobody has an answer anymore, so they say go out and hurt the quarterback, and you suck.
No, you're
because
terrible.
Of that.
Trash.
You do. It's an awful, 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 awful take, and it's really just pathetic that somebody has to go to that route to try to say, there's nothing we can do, so let's go out there and try to injure the quarterback. I just find it to be just wrong. I find it to be insensitive, inhumane, And Patrick Mahomes is a big reason why the NFL is popular these days. And you want to go out there and hurt the face of the league? What are you, some kind of ass?
No, you're disgusting. And it goes in your
Not
line
an
of
ass, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely, you're Richard. It goes in your line, Bob, where you talk about, everyone wants a participation, or everyone thinks they can just win. You can't win against Mahomes, and now you're so sad that you got to hurt him. That's your solution.
It's
not
just an
trying
awful
harder,
take.
not figuring out your way to beat him. It's just to hurt him. Absolutely, Richard. Screw you, Cam Stewart.
That is Richard of the Week. This is Fescoe and Dusty. It is brought to you by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City. Liftmaster's patented MyQ Technologies, the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Find them at RainerKC.com. Coming up, it's daytime, but we get to bink at night at the round table here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Jay Binkley.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Mitchell Schwartz. There's nothing easier to enjoy than watching the Chiefs with some wings and an ice-cold Bud Light. And Buffalo Wild Wings is serving up both for every game, all season long. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings located at 119th and Strang Road in Olathe on Friday.